You all, I'm back. Hopefully everything is cool this time. Um, when you get in, drop down in the chat. Let me know you're here. Sorry, this is what my third time going live. Unfortunate, it was some technical difficulties. So I'm back, and I'll give you all maybe about 30 seconds to come on in so that I can talk about who I'm addressing and give them a little bit of my attention that they are starving for, apparently and obviously. Hey, Grandma Tracy. Hey, Miss Robinson. I'm going live today to address a few people. Um, I guess I'll go ahead and start. I'm not going to have you all here for too long. Hey, D Dirty. Yeah, we back. Hopefully this time is the last time. I had a few technical difficulties with my Wi-Fi. I don't know why my Wi-Fi is connected to my phone. I don't know how it got like that, but I got to figure it all out. Anyway, it was off, so I had to cut it back on. Um, so yeah, I was addressing Los Angeles street vlogs. This dude has been having my name in his raggedy mouth for ever since that other raggedy broad, um, Jesse James, went to his panel and told him that I was talking about him. I ain't gonna keep on explaining to somebody after I've told you I wasn't talking. If I was talking about you, I was talking about you. I'm not gonna keep explaining to somebody. I don't even know this dude. Okay. Now, if I didn't told you and you want to keep on, it's just you want to have a problem with me. It had something to do about the Yarvo channel. First of all, I wasn't there when they got into it. I didn't even know they had gotten into it. I just went there one day and I saw MGO and Keish, I believe, on the panel, and Yarvo was stating some about him trying to keep his channel together. And I recall him stating that. I can't even recall if it was him or somebody in the chat specifically mentioned about Jesse. And it probably was people in the chat about her mouth. And I believe they mentioned that she was the one who said something about Marcus's children, or it could have been Yarvo. They mentioned something about Marcus's children, and he just wasn't going to have that on his panel, on his platform, with people talking about somebody's children. So I could have mentioned something like that, but I didn't even know that nigga was involved. And it's crazy that this bitch keeps inserting herself into something. Like, basically, the shoe must be hell of a fitting for these people. Because it's just like when I was talking about finding out, doing some subpoenas and finding out who some of these accounts and channels belong to. I wasn't even thinking about that broad Jesse. And then I hear her talking about, yeah, said something about go China. Said something about dox me and did it. First of all, I ain't mentioned nothing about doxing. That ain't my reason for trying to know who it is. I like to know exactly who it is fucking with me. When somebody's messing with me, I need to know who it is messing with me. Period. It ain't have nothing to do with doxing. And now what? I wasn't even thinking about her. I was talking really about all of these. I got a list of all of these trolls, especially when they go to Vibes' channel. So, because I already suspect who they are. But, like I said, it could be you too, Jesse. Since you want it to be you so bad, if you want to fuck with me, since the shoe must be fitting, for both of y'all niggas can wear it. Can y'all hear me before I keep going? Hey, Mimi. D Dirty. Let's see. Mrs. Robinson and Grandma Tracy. Okay. So y'all can hear me though, right? Because I don't want to be talking and then find out and I'm not looking at the chat, but I better start looking at the chat. Okay, good. So anyway, every time I turn around, I'm hearing or I hear this dude talking about me. Like, I guess he think I'm going to be his, you know what I'm saying, the easy target. Well, he got me all the way twisted. And the reality is now his thing is, oh, because she over there with Marcus. First of all, I ain't over there with no damn body. But see, I'm different from a lot of people, and especially with my law background. And I just take things into consideration anyway. Like, people might not dislike somebody because they snap all the time. And I might not trip on those kind of things. With Marcus, we're very much aware of Marcus. Anybody who's been within the street sector, they already know. We didn't talked about Marcus. We didn't follow content creators who only went online to talk about Marcus. And it is what it is. But when it comes to this situation, yeah, we already know Marcus was wrong. And I'm not going to keep addressing this too. I ain't going to keep explaining myself. Because at this point, you got an issue with me. Come on over here and whip my ass. And let's get physical. I ain't going to keep explaining through no motherfucking internet something that I can't even put my hands on you while you fucking with me. How about that? So like I said, we already know Marcus was wrong. We already knew he was going to fuck up because he was getting too arrogant. Like when people was advising him of things. We already know he likes barely legal young ladies. We knew this with that Kai. All about what they heard and saw. I don't have the spicy channel, so I didn't see that shit. Okay? Because I'm not interested at all to see it. Okay, so I heard he was doing a lot of moaning and all that. I wasn't there. Yeah, it's nasty. But the reality is it's legal, so it ain't nothing we can do about it but talk. You think I'm going to talk? I got too many things going on in my life, and that just goes to show you about these people. They don't have a lot going on in their lives. They're not even getting paid and monetized. Now, if you're getting paid and monetized and this is what you do to make your money, and it's for entertainment, and then you're giving your opinion, different story. But when it comes to all of that, I mean, we already know. We've been knowing about this. And to be spreading rumors about me, and yes, she was doing this, mad about Monique. Everybody knows. If anybody was around, stop with the bullshit. If anybody was around, then you ought to know what issue we had with Monique. It wasn't about what Marcus did. It was about what she was doing, trying to play the people who were supporting her, trying to pull heartstrings. She did that to also Brother Messiah, whatever his name is, who helped her. Don't nobody want to be played with like that. But if you want to, then hey. And I tell you what, for the ones who got an issue with it, why don't y'all fucking compensate me for the money I did send Monique? How about that? Like, what do I look like where I'm beating up on her because she's a victim and sending her money too at the same time? Make it fucking make sense. And looking for her for shelter, spending my sweet time doing it. All the people who would, okay, so, man, I'm not going to even go no further with nobody on Monique. And yes, I was sharing that petition that I did not create, but it was a man who created it. And apparently he saw something in me that saw I was not scared. I'm not afraid. And as far as this, like, oh, if you ain't on this team, it ain't no being neutral. You gonna be with us or whatever this LA vlogger saying. Nigga, you got me fucked up. I ain't never been that type, even as a kid. It was always somebody in the classroom who wanted to run the class. Oh, don't be her friend. I never fell into that shit. Couldn't no bitch tell me a damn thing. And I wouldn't give a fuck if the whole class wouldn't be my friend. Because I always had older friends anyway outside of the class that I was more interested in. I was always interested in the older folks. And so it didn't matter anyway. But it's really fake outrage because ain't none of them people, I guarantee you, none of those people can actually show us where they have even sent Feisty or anybody else a cash app. And they full of shit. Because at one point, Feisty was supposed to be a victim. Now I see they telling her she a predator lover. Like, make it make sense. What is she? How did she go from a victim to a predator lover? Freeze. Everything okay? Oh, okay. You said you always been a loner naturally. Bree, Bree Cinnamon. So let me also warn y'all, for those who don't want to listen at no cursing, I might do a little cursing. And like I said, unfortunately, I have to. That's how I express myself. But the thing is that this is something I don't do every day, all day long, because I'm not involved with a bunch of idiots like I am online. Okay, with this YouTube, it's a very diverse community. So like I said, we've been knowing about Marcus. As far as me being his moderator, I ain't asked him, could I have a moderated stick? I ain't paid for him to have a moderated stick. I was his subscriber. And the reality is I was not a subscriber for a long time. For a long time, I would just go to his page and not subscribe. For a long time, I didn't even have a YouTube page. I think I've been having this YouTube page now for a few years, and that was only because I wanted to engage in his comment section. This is before he was really going live like that. I wanted to engage in his comment section, and YouTube kept telling me in order for me to type in something, I had to create an account. And finally, I just said, shoot, forget it. So for those who sitting up here talking about, I know one of them was saying something about me trying to get a page going. You really have not been following me, and no, because I could have got a page going long ago. Okay, so let's get that out your head. But even if I am, the one thing I'm not doing is coming online creating up lies and false narratives to get the page going. I know how to do it naturally and organically. Here I got 700 and something subscribers that I ain't even asked for, and it ain't no offense to nobody here, but I'm just saying I didn't ask for this. I was wondering how could I unsubscribe, because I was like, oh, I'm not trying to be a content creator. But anyway, let me get back to this Los Angeles Street Vlogs. He also has, we already know that big mouth Jessie that keep running her mouth with her lying ass. Then we have another one called Lovely Walcott. Bitch, I don't give a fuck about you. Fuck you and the hole you slid your ass out of. Bitch, it ain't nothing but some fake ass bullshit y'all doing. You ain't really about that life. You have no fucking resume where you really about it. About it. Period. It's fake outrage. As far as you gonna go is with your group and over there following, because you're following behind Los Angeles Street Vlogs, who ain't about it, who knows nothing about Los Angeles. And like I said, it's so much he can be doing right now in Los Angeles. He keep talking about Skid Row, MacArthur Park, and those areas are saturated with sexual predators, registered ones, that he could be handling. And if he want to handle somebody, I can give him a nigga to handle. It's a nigga that's been in the hood for years and known. And from my understanding, he was part of creating this gang. But anyway, he's a fucking predator. And I done told him about himself years ago. He was preying on taking advantage of all the dope fiends and their daughters. He ended up having a baby and married a girl who was like 14 years old at the time. He was about a 30-year-old man because he was serving her mama. And there were several other females. I noticed he liked them young. It's another female. She told me she got a baby by him, but I think she might have been of age, but her mama was on drugs. So, nigga, if you want to handle a nigga, I'll hit me up. You ain't about that life. You didn't even go up to Kings Park. The other night, he kept going and going and going. And I just really wanted to show him since he said he was in L.A. I'm like, shit, well, let me tell him to come on and meet somebody up here. I wanted to see if he was going to really do it. Okay? I didn't want it up over here where I was. That's why I was like, no, I don't want no riffraff. He wouldn't have known where I was anyway, because it's like how people think the address ain't listed. But I wasn't going to have him up over here with no riffraff anyway around my neighbors. However, I told him to go to King Park because the person who was telling him to come on, pull up, that's one of their spots. I go and Vibes is going live. I didn't even go in her chat that day. I sat in her bushes the whole time because, first of all, I wanted him to say all what he had to say comfortably without thinking that Golden was around on the panel or anything. He was pleading with Vice Queen. I ain't got no problem with you, Vice Queen, or whatever, right? And I'm like, this nigga ain't about that life. He up in Vibes Queen's chat, and he's supposed to be headed to King Park. That told me a lot. It already told me some things. I already know he ain't about it anyway. Let me look at the chat. So anyway, I'm just saying, like, this nigga keep having my name in his mouth. Because in his head, that he's too fucking slow, he think I'm supporting Marcus's behavior. I said what the fuck I said. And because I understand how that works, I've been in situations where I had to deal with the law. And it's not a good feeling if somebody lies on you or something like that. Now, we already know he was going to fuck up anyway. If Marcus, I'm going to be honest with you. If there was no laws and Marcus could get away with messing with a 16-year-old, he probably would. 18 is still a kid, but that's the law. They consider them adults. Ain't nothing you could do about it. I would love for an 18-year-old to still be a child where I could still be in control of my children for a little while longer. I would have loved that. But it is what it is. He liked him young. But the thing is that this situation, he said he was tricked. Also, they keep saying he said he checked IDs. Well, we apparently know he lied. If they saying there was an app, we know he lied. Apparently, he was trying to convince everybody that he checking everything and he got his shit together, and you know what I'm saying? And it backfired on him because what, about 24 hours later or less, or whatever it was, it just showed that he didn't. But like I said, he said, and I'm taking these things in consideration. He said that the other girl, Taylor, couldn't participate in Spicy because she was too young. So my question is, well, why could Yaya participate in it? And the reality is, I really don't give a fuck. I'm not this invested. If I got to be worried about something, you know how I live in a large city and they got so many things going on with children. If I really wanted to be involved with that, I could. But you know what? I come on here for entertainment. And I'm more into my own damn family. And like these bitches come talking about, yeah, they the type of woman. No, bitch, let me explain to you what type of woman I am and mother I am. I'm the type of mother that when I was working with when I had my small child, I wanted to be in their lives 24/7. I didn't want daycare, but I had to. But you know what I did? The type of mother I was, because I wanted to protect mine, to make sure nothing would happen to mine. The type of mother I was, I got creative and figured out a way how to make money without having to go to a job. And I created my own motherfucking business. That's the type of mother I was. So I know my child was safe. And the type of mother I was, my child could come on here and probably count the amount of people who has ever babysat her. Okay? That's the type of mother I am. I'm the type of mother who's very close to my children. I'm the type of mother who knows the whole motherfucking school and staff and the principal know me by name, okay? So that's the kind of mother I am. I'm the kind of mother who volunteers and do all that kind of stuff up in the school so I can know what the fuck is going on with mine. That's the type of mother I am. I'm the type of mother that was so fucking involved because I wanted to make sure nothing happened to mine. And no offense to the ones who couldn't do it, but I'm telling you, a bitch can't tell me nothing about the type of mother I am, because while she telling me the type of mother I am, or what they get to saying, that bitch talking about she at work. Ain't nothing wrong with work, but I'm just saying. And these are the same bitches who talk about women who don't work and want to stay home with their kids to protect their kids. Don't play with me. That's the kind of fucking mother I am. Okay, I got to read some of these comments. Hold up. I know I'm missing everything, y'all. I'm going to figure it out. Okay, so he just wants to find someone to get numbers off of. That's what it is. And you know what I'm saying? It's like, nigga, if you saying you, like, the crazy part is they saying they're against Marcus. It's only so many lives. Is what you're going to do, say it every day and then mention Golden's signature. Nigga, I ain't got nothing to do with that Marcus shit. Whatever happens to him, happens to him. He a grown man. He said he took accountability. He was going to have to. It ain't me, and he ain't my man. We been knowing that Marcus been fucking with youngsters, and I mean, I ain't gonna say kids because I don't know. I'm not gonna sit and say I'm not the type that is gonna lie on nobody, even if it's a person who I dislike. I'm not gonna sit here and lie on them. But let me tell you how I know it's not. I don't even really think it even has anything to do with Marcus videotaping the girl, because from what we know, he ain't had no intercourse with her. I hope he didn't. He better hope he didn't. But at this point, he filmed her. And that was the part that was illegal because she was underage. He says she lied to him. But it's not really about the act. It's about it being Marcus. Because we got a nigga right now running through these YouTube streets, king of commentary, whose niece has come on this panel. His children have come on this panel. They have talked about what took place. His children told us that their grandmother told them that when their mother was 16 years old, she used to run off with him and they used to have to go get her. The girl said that he started grooming her at the age of 14. Okay. We know she got pregnant by him around the age of 18. She ended up with 4 kids by him. Now, mind you, Vibes was with him and she didn't even know that the little girl, Sarah, had 3 other full siblings. We've been thinking it was by different people. Now, this nigga's running around crazy, busy talking about Marcus, all in the chats, got females talking about, yeah, these women up, but you supporting this nigga. So I know it really ain't got nothing to do with the act and the crime that has been committed. It's about it being Marcus. Keep it all the way real. Because how can you sit up here with a man who said that the girl lied on me, even if he does like young women, even though he's doing all of this, he hadn't broke a crime yet. But here's the dude. His niece didn't lie on him. He knew how old his niece was. He knew how old his niece was. Okay. But he'll come on this app, talk about it being a drunk. Like, nigga, don't you think you probably created her issue now? Lie about she in jail for kids. He won't specify what. Let's keep it all the way real, nigga. She had a domestic violence situation going on with her girlfriend. And they basically said, when you have a fight, anybody knows, when you have a fight and it's in front of the children, then it turns into another kind of like, I forget what they call it, but it wasn't like she did nothing to no kids, hit no kids or nothing like that. But that's why he just keeps saying with kids. He won't specify for a reason because he wants people to think she's the one who does stuff to kids instead of him. And like I said, then when you just try to say, well, maybe, so like I said, if she gave a fake ID, well, whatever it was, we know Marcus lied about something. Either he doesn't have the app, he didn't run the ID. There was something that he hasn't explained why he believed she was 19 years old, why he believed she could do the spicy and the other girl couldn't. Really, I don't care. I'm not that fucking invested. It is what it is. I'm there for Marcus for his content, like I've been on there for content. And it ain't the spicy stuff. I don't even have a membership for the spicy. I only have the membership for Now Back to the Content. And from my understanding, I could get grandfathered over. I've never even logged into it. So anything that's going on that other channel, I only go by what I hear, which is hearsay. I can't even prove nothing that was said, what's happening over there, about whatever Cash has done or anything else. Let me also address Manifest Reality. I wanted to address her first. I was in Humble Beginnings chat the other night, and Manifest was busy chatting on and stuff. I kind of stopped even kind of communicating with her because she's weird. And she had an issue, it seemed like, or she was saying something and like indirectly saying some stuff when her and Vibes had gotten into it. And then it was like at some point, you get tired, like, why am I gonna keep on? I don't even know this bitch. Fuck it. Go on about your business. That's the way I get the feeling. I ain't even had a virtual relationship enough with her to even really care. So anyway, I noticed in the chat she was saying stuff, right? Like calling somebody a B and all this. And I'm like, this bitch crazy. Like, is she talking to herself? So then I was thinking, damn, maybe it's somebody who got me blocked and she's talking to. So she was going on and talking about somebody talked about her mama and stuff like that. So I'm thinking whoever it is in the chat, they going back and forth. Now, Humble, she was on her live. She wasn't even reading the chat, so she didn't know what was going on. And then I was like, hey, the only reason why I spoke to her is because maybe a few weeks ago when I was in Maya's chat, K3 and Maya, and I was talking to Maya about, with the baby or whatever. Manifest was tagging me and telling me stuff. Oh, gold and stuff. So she was trying to be like friendly or whatever. So I was like, okay, I guess everything all right. I'll go on and respond. Because I wasn't going to even respond to her at first. But I was like, well, I'm saying, bitch crazy. I ain't tripping. So I was like, okay, thank you, Manifest. So, like, ain't no way in the world I was thinking that she was talking to me. Plus, on top of it, what she was saying, it did not even align with anything that had anything to do with me. So that's when I was asking, are you okay? She goes, are you okay? And I'm like, dang, she weird as a motherfucker. Come to find out, no, there was nobody else in that chat. She was talking to me. She accused me of talking about her mama. And I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, girl, woman, I ain't talked about your mama. Now, has anybody seen me talking about, like, if I talked about her mama, for her to say I talked about her mama, it would have to be public on this app. Ain't nobody seen me talking about her mama, and she ain't seen me talking about her mama. Let's first of all, even if nobody else did, she hasn't seen me talking about her mama. The only thing I could think of is around that time, y'all know, shitty Dead Rose Monkey Speaks had went live and was lying on me again. And like she was even saying something about, and all the people who she doxed, she's sitting with them now. I ain't doxed nobody. And that's why Sheena can't provide it. And any person who I did find some information from, she wanted it. And it was because it was messing with me. And that was only Nola. And then that other one who she said was Willie Smith. And I thought, I didn't know at the time about the Willie Smith. She was saying it was the other woman. I just thought they was messing with her. I didn't know nothing about no R. Kelly stuff and all the stuff she had gotten herself involved in. She's just a big liar. But anyway, I was like, this bitch had to get this shit from Sheena, because I know that she's a moderator over with Sheena now. I was like, ain't nobody said nothing about it. But I'm like, I ain't gonna keep on having to go back and forth, because if I said something about you, I said it. And if I remember saying it, because let's keep it all the way real. If I said it and I don't if really even remember all the details about it, it really wasn't important to me anyway. But anyway, I wanted to address that bitch with her weird ass. You know what I'm saying? Talking about somebody said something about her mama and all of this. She just kept going on. It's like they just want an issue. Bitch, but I tell you what, Manifest, if you listening or whoever is cool with her, I'm going to tell you now, bitch, I'm not going to keep on kissing your ass. If I told you I didn't say shit about you, you cannot provide no receipts because you ain't seen me say nothing about you. And nobody else can provide no motherfucking receipts of no shit that I said. Bitch, you ain't even been in my motherfucking mind and mouth. The last time I talked to you is when you inserted yourself and tagged me about that Maya shit. Bitch, I forget that you even fucking exist, ho. So to sit up here and talk about somebody talked about your moderator. Wait a minute. Something going on. Hey, Dietrich. Is everything okay? So for I don't know what she's talking about, but at this point, when a bitch keeps saying that I said something about him and I keep trying to almost I be feeling like I'm being punked out because I be really like genuine, like, no, I didn't say anything about you. And if they just keep going and going and going, I just flip. Like, fuck a bitch, let's just fight now because this is apparently what you want. And at this point, Manifest, I ain't said nothing about your mama. I could tell you exactly what bitches who I said about their mama. Sheena Speaks, because that bitch was talking on my dead daddy first. Donna swear I was talking about her mama. It's a difference between talking about what you don't do for your mama and talking about your mama. And that's what I mean. Like, either these motherfuckers got poor comprehension skills or they playing. And what I said about Donna is for her where she got her mama up in a facility instead of taking care of her mama, especially with her mama having 11 kids. There's no reason, as far as I'm concerned, and from what my background come from, I ain't about to have no 11 kids and I'm in a facility. Out of them damn 11 kids, somebody could have come forward and they better work as a team, even if they can't take care of me 7 days a week. Like with my great-great-grandmother, when she was sick, she had 4 living kids, okay? And they took turns. Sometimes she was with my great-grandmother, sometimes she was with my aunt, or she would be on the weekend with other one. That's how they did it. So there's no reason why you got a lot of kids and your kids got you in a rest home. And it ain't because you're in a situation where you need medical attention and it's something a little bit too much and heavy for y'all, where y'all don't know how to change or inject your mom and all that. It's just that whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's something not that hard to do. And that's just period. So like I said, but Manifest, back to you, bitch. Because I like I said, the way you kept going for me, bitch, and I done told you until then she came back and did it again. Bitch, you want a problem. So since you want me to talk about your mama and I ain't talked about your mama, bitch, if you fuck with me again, I will start talking about your mama. Because apparently and obviously that's what you want. Like if a person tell you I ain't did that and you got, you know what I'm saying? The fact that I know you didn't see me doing it, the fact that I'm almost certain you got it from Sheena, the fact that you should know, you act like you so intelligent and smart, you should know that the bitch is a fucking liar, no matter if you support her or not. I knew she was a liar, and I talked to her behind the scenes. So the fact that I know that she's not credible, this bitch was gonna try to start some shit up with Vaughn and I with a lie. But I had enough good sense to know better. Yeah, they just be making shit up. Let me read this chat. Thank you, Mimi. Yeah, feel free to tip the host. I really don't ask, but hey, I'm here now. They didn't force me. So like I said, there was a few other things. Oh, so Marcus went live yesterday. Like he said, I don't ask for wrenches. For anybody who really know me, they would know that I didn't even want to be a moderator and it had nothing to do with anybody personally. I just like how it's hard for me to read this chat and talk my shit. I like to engage. So if I'm engaging, then that means I got to be watching the chat and the chat is jumping around and all that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let's keep it all the way real. I am not a Mimi. I can't do what Mimi can do. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's good at something, and Mimi's good at this. And when I see somebody like a Mimi try as a moderator, and then I know damn well I can't do all that, so that make me be like, oh, I don't even want to do this shit because I don't know how to do it like Mimi. So anyway, I never wanted to. Remember when I was cool with Sheena, I was never her moderator. I wasn't her moderator at all. Then Vibes and I became more acquainted. And then she wanted to give me a mod. She gave me the mod stick. She knew I did not want to be a moderator. She explained why. And I'm okay with that. It's not that if somebody gives me a mod stick, I'm going to support them as much as I can if they give it to me. You know what I'm saying? The fact that they thought of me it means something. So because I am the moderator, I will try to do, and what I'm gonna try to do is just tell them like and subscribe, whatever they need. And then you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna support them and support their page, give them a cash app. That's what I do when I support people. Of course, they call that paymaster. Let that bitch show you how much money I was giving her. $10, $5. These people ain't used to shit. They don't know nothing about tips. And the thing is that any of her followers, if a person starts calling somebody who's financially supporting them and giving them $5 and $10 for when they go live, a paymaster, I would never give that person anything. And the reality is that no, I gave her the benefit of the doubt because I remember she used to call Nene Jones a paymaster. If you know, Nene Jones will support. Nene Jones got class, and she apparently got enough funds to be able to help. Because even if you got class, if you don't have the funds, I mean, it ain't nothing you can do. But Nene Jones has enough funds, and she got class. She knows what you do when you're enjoying something and somebody is giving you some entertainment. If you can, you will tip. They wish they had a paymaster now. Let me tell you, D, yes, she wish she had a. Guess what? She was over there the other week begging for $400 so she could move. Apparently, she got the $400. Do you know, not even a whole week later or just a week later, after she begged for that $400, she was in Chicago? I mean, what you think? How did she, if you didn't have $400 to move, it ain't even the first of the month yet. If you didn't have $400 in the middle of the month to move, how all of a sudden you able to drive your car to go out to travel? Make it make sense. You use them people's money. And the thing is that it goes to show you how much disrespectful it is. I wouldn't have even been online to show people I was there because you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even want nobody to know that I didn't use their money up like that. Gold and all the beautiful ladies in the chat and the fellas. Happy Monday, D-Rugs. How you doing? And if anybody else I missed who dropped down, I'm sorry, but like I said, this little Los Angeles Street Vlogs, he's somebody new. He said he just been following Marcus for 6 months. And these people, they just, it's like they just follow behind anybody. This nigga don't even know the history behind it. Here's somebody come telling Vibes, oh yeah, I heard Golden was, when one of his victims came out, Golden was over there fighting them. Y'all know damn well I wasn't trying to beat up on no damn Monique. What she said, I was actually helping Monique. We all know our issue with Monique. Monique was fucking trying to game us. After she saw how much money she could get, she started playing us. I don't like nobody playing me, period. I got fucking receipts. And I ain't gonna keep explaining to a motherfucker, but the next motherfucker, if you feel like that, then also feel like you want to compensate me for everything that the little bit I did give Monique, okay? And also compensate me for my time when I was looking for her a shelter. And found one. Just to find out she was already there while she was playing folks like she was sleeping on the sidewalk. 6 months and he a Marcus super hater. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you how he's full of shit. I got screenshots. I'm not saying that he was a Marcus lover, but before Marcus went to that panel and he and Marcus apparently, from what I was told, got into it, he would be like neutral. Like he could talk about Marcus negatively and then he could be like, I have to say, I understand Marcus, with that part because you can't make nobody. He ain't making nobody. He was understandable. He was like the type that was neutral. Okay, he could talk about Marcus and then he could see another part of it. Like, well, I understand that Marcus ain't making him do this. After that incident, now it's like anti-Marcus. And I'm looking at some of the videos. So if you was anti-Marcus, you all in the video, in the chat, talking about, oh, no, don't do something for Feisty. You was all cool with him. Like, make it make sense. But because whatever happened is now you just like, all of a sudden you hate what he's doing. No, like, let's keep it all the way real. No, nobody likes what he's doing, like anything that's wrong. Nobody likes wrong. But like, keep it all the way real. So now he got this thing going where he said he's taking over the street sector, and it ain't no about no being. You can't be neutral. Either you for this side or you get, like, he got some coalition or something going. You know, I'm like, nigga, sit your bum ass down somewhere. Go sit your ass down, Donato. And I said that for a reason. He knows. Anyway, yeah, they flipped real fast. And when it come to Marcus, like I said, I'm waiting to hear all the results. I want to see everything. And I'm going to tell you another reason why. Y'all know when Josias got himself caught up, I was like, oh, yeah, he did it. And I was wrong for what I was feeling, how I was feeling about that. Now that we know the truth. But the reason why I felt that way is because we knew of Josias's background, with women coming forward telling us about how Josias did this and just seeing his behaviors online. So then when we heard that Josias was arrested for grape, I'm like, oh yeah, that nigga, you know what I'm saying? He just kept doing that shit and kept doing that shit. Now his ass is caught up. It took that video footage, because even after he was released, I just thought it was he just took a deal, or because the victim didn't come forward to be able to testify, wasn't that they could do. This is what I thought. How all of a sudden he was released from the mental health part, and all of a sudden the case was closed. He was released out of jail. That's what I was thinking. Just to watch that video footage, and I was like, when the rest the camera, I said, this dude never did grape anybody. It was a whole lot. False police report. False police report. Now, let's just say he would have been so fearful and he would have tried to fight it and he would have had a public defender. They do this. They know that you, like, I had a friend who had his friend was a public defender. He told him, we be knowing sometimes these people be innocent, but our job is really not to be fighting for them. Our job is to help save the state, the county, whatever money. So to talk them into taking a deal is cheaper than going through courts, doing subpoenas, doing all that. It costs too much. If Josias would have went through with that and tried to fight it, and he would have had that public defender would have told him to take a deal. Since you've already been in here, just take it, like time served, and you'll just be on probation. And then after that, if you don't get involved in anything anymore, it's just some bullshit. It'll be dropped from a felony to a misdemeanor, and you won't have to register, whatever it might be. But it's going to look on your record like you really did this, and people won't understand it's because I was poor. I got a public defender. I had a bad representative. So, like I said, with the Marcus thing, I am sitting back because I want to hear the details. I want to know everything. I don't give a damn right or wrong. I want to know. That's how I am. I need to know details so I can evaluate the entire situation and be able to come to my own, not the group's conclusion, my own conclusion. Now, speaking of that, let's talk about, hey, I am terrific. Let's talk about this little girl's mama. Yeah, I'm going to talk about this little girl's mama because that bitch tried to implicate me in some shit that I ain't had to do with, being that I'm Marcus moderator. Now, the reality is, let me keep this clear. I'm not, Vice Queen is no longer a moderator. We're not his only well, let me just say, during that time, we were not his only moderators, okay? The sad thing about it is that I believe that people, see, I'm different. You can't punk me, you can't scare me. And the fact when I feel like somebody's trying to punk me, I'll stand. It could be a situation where in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to leave Marcus alone. Or I'm going to leave this channel. I ain't going back over there. But if I feel like I'm being punked out of it, I'll stay just to show a person, you can't punk me. You can't control me. And that's just how I've always been. Now, I don't know if some of his moderators are not coming. No, some of his moderators, they were busy, because I remember the other day when Marcus was live before this situation took place. I was in there, but I was kind of busy anyway. And somebody said something to him. It was about a female or something. And he was like, where's my mods? And he added a few more. But the thing is, he definitely has mods. They just haven't been coming. Or should I say, they've been coming, but they don't want to be seen because they're scared. Or because they don't want somebody to start attacking them. Didn't ask to be his moderator. I can't even unmod myself if I wanted to. Once a person give you that stick, you got that stick. So That broad, when she was on Troy's channel, she said that her friend or whatever, I guess her friend watches ASI, told her, I think this, I saw your pictures of your daughter or whatever. Anyway, whatever it was, she saw her daughter. She said she went through the page and watched the videos. I'm going to tell you how this woman is full of shit. If my daughter is missing and I've been really concerned about them, I ain't about to watch all them videos. I might download them. The first thing I'm going to do is be excited, and I'm trying to get my daughter back. Now, if I'm watching the videos and you know your daughter is with this man, I ain't about to tip the man off or for him to tip her off. I need to get to my child. So the first thing I'm going to do is call the police and have them handle the channel holder and have them be the ones to walk up to that Airbnb while my daughter is in there and snatch her ass up out of there. Damn sure I ain't gonna sit up and just watch video after video, see what my daughter doing. Now I understand why, because the more she talked, the more I realize she ain't as concerned as she say. Yes, she want her daughter back because the daughter ran off, but that's about it, because she's her daughter and she's a minor. But that ain't even the issue. I had to really evaluate it when that bitch did what she did, and she showed me a lot about her character. For you to sit here and say that you typed in or she posted the bolo, that I don't know what she posted, because ain't no way in the world you could post photos or flyers up in the comment section. But whatever, maybe she typed it in. Maybe that's what she meant. But for her to say 5 minutes later that it was removed and the moderators did it, and to make it so bad that Troy, for him to say, oh, vibes queen, and then for the goofies in the channel to not even say, that don't even make sense. First of all, if she commented in Marcus's channel, like when people comment on your channel, who gets the notifications? Your moderators or you? So you mean to tell me I just sit on Marcus's channel up on and I just so happen to be sitting under the video that she posted on? The girl is on several videos, but I was just happened to be in the one, lucky me, where I was in there and saw her comment right away. Okay? And for you to say it was the mods, bitch, where you get that from? How did you come to the conclusion it was a mod? The first thing you would say was that Marcus must have erased it. If it's his channel, you ain't gonna say, okay, like, for example, Mimi is my moderator. You ain't gonna say Mimi deleted my video. You're gonna say I did. Oh, she deleted, like, okay, yesterday. Now y'all talking about Marcus's live is gone. So y'all saying that Marcus deleted it, like, or removed it, or whatever he did. Like, that's what you should be saying. Ain't no moderator did it. We didn't have that much power. Now, from my understanding, I've been hearing there is a certain type of moderator that has that power, but I don't know how many of them, but it ain't us. But the thing is to even skip over the channel holder and just say it was a moderator. Bitch, she was being messy. And what she was being messy about is because she been watching all through this YouTube and she been seeing everybody anti-vibe, so she want to jump on the bandwagon. She claims somebody said something negative. Nobody in Vibes' channel said anything negative. And the only thing I could think of is when I said, I'm not worried about the girl. Because I wasn't. Because I said she's been found. So what the hell am I worried about? That ain't my child. I'm talking about me. And that's what the fuck I meant. And whatever it was about, like, people coming for me and lying on me. That girl is already in safe hands, I guess. She was found. So why now I'm talking about me. Period. Nobody else is more important than me. What the fuck do I look like, sound like, talking about somebody else's? You know what I'm saying? Even when you're on an airplane, when they say if it's an emergency, you got to put the damn mask on you first. What the hell I look like? This broad ain't even worried about her child, because she said that the child went to the daddies and wasn't happy and with her too. She never specified where the girl was, so I'm assuming the girl was out on the street somewhere. She was paying for DoorDash. And then your daughter is out in Miami. You ain't concerned about that. You talking about, I got another kid. So that you ain't really too worried about that child, because you would have jumped on the next plane or jumped in the car and went to get her. Child or not, you would have dragged that child. You got a man over there from according with the girl says. Now, see, I could go all the way there. You're denying it, and although the girl made the accusations that her mother was on powder, I ain't gonna even be that dirty to start calling her a powder head and a dope fiend. I should. The way that bitch didn't give a fuck about what she did to me. And everybody knows, and she knows too, that no moderators ain't doing no shit like that, and ain't got no powers to remove the channel holder stuff. Bitch, she was the one who knew about her daughter first. She is the one who notified Marcus. While everybody over here talking about Vibes in, and Juice has tried to explain how she tagged Vibes. Vibes posted that shit 2 hours afterwards. And you know what? This is a lesson. Because you see how people take shit and run with it? And it's sad. And this is why people, when they say, when you see something, say something. This is the very reason why. If somebody child is missing, let them be missing. Let somebody else be the one make the announcement and share the information. For shit like that. So when it comes to like that woman, she full of shit. And now I'm really starting to see something is going on in that home. It's something where that girl don't want to be in that home. And I'm sick of motherfuckers talking about, well, what if it was your child? Hey, it ain't my child. And it ain't going to be mine. Mine is grown. And guess what? Mine ain't never ran a fucking way. So guess what? They was happy with me. Ain't nothing ever happened to them. I've always asked them that. Guess what? Because I protected them. And if it was times that my eyes wasn't on them, they could definitely come to me, and you better believe I was going to do something about it. And you better believe I changed my whole life and everything else to assure that I protected them, bitch. So I'd be damned if one of you hoes get to talking about some bullshit. She the type of mother. Bitch, I didn't explain to you what kind of type of mother I am. I'm the type of mother that decided I had to get creative. Fuck this 9 to 5 being gone away from my kids for that long. I got to be with my kids and know what they doing and be in that school. I got to start doing my own, make it my own money. And I know better anyway because I came from a family. Yeah, a family. For those who want to be upset that I said a family. I came from a family who was entrepreneurs, who lived off their own money that they made. So what am I doing? And that's exactly what I did. And I volunteered to my son's school all the way up to junior high. And I left it alone because I didn't want to embarrass him coming up to that damn school in high school. And he's a boy. But I still was in communication with them people. Not as much as it was when they were little. But bitch, I dare you, ho. You can't compare yourself to me, Lovely Walcott and Jesse James. And I'm really starting to believe some of these people who are doing the most, it's because they have been victims of something. Because it's like they doing too much. They too invested. Like, no, don't nobody want to support nobody doing wrong to people. Hell, they don't know me. I'm the type that I do fight for the vulnerable. Like the elderly and shit. I actually have my own motherfucking nonprofit for the ones in the back. And the fucked up about it, the stupid part about me is that I was using my own personal money for a long time when I should have been trying to get donations. So don't come for me. You don't know nothing about me, ho. Nothing about me. And like I said, I'm going to still sit here and watch and see what happens. Ain't nobody supporting Marcus and what he do. And ain't nobody supporting a crime. But the reality is if a person didn't know, they didn't know. How do you keep putting, I mean, if you didn't know, that's like if somebody gave you something and you found out it was stolen and you go to jail. If you didn't know, you didn't know. You still got to pay. You got to pay for it and you're going to learn from it. To know somebody offer you something the next time that you need to find out more details about it. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or know you can trust the person. And we know that there's a lie in there with Marcus. But at the same time, my question is, why didn't Taylor participate in Spicy and she was underage? So it must have been something that girl had to make him believe that she was overage. And guess what? She was saying it in the comment section because people were saying, oh, she look young. And let me tell you something else. I ain't gonna sit here and say, oh, this girl look like she underage. When you 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, you look the same age. Y'all could stop with the cap. My daughter was 14, 15, and it was dudes literally thinking she was 18. Hell, if I compare a picture right now with me being 16 and 19, it ain't that much of a difference. A teen is a teen. The fact that they were teens, that should be something. Like how they say, if when you're at a store, if the person looked under 25, ask for their ID. Hell, these motherfuckers done asked me for my ID in my 40s for some liquor. So that's on him, and that ought to be a lesson. If he got to spend time for it, he got to spend time and take it as a learning, a hard ass lesson. But I'm not about to sit up here and just say, "Oh, yeah," and jump on no bandwagon because I'm not that invested. I ain't about to sit up here all day long and talk about the same shit over and over. I enjoy having discussions, but it ain't gonna be the same discussion for the rest of my motherfucking life on this app. Oh, there's Lovely. I work with youth and young adults in crises and vulnerable adults. I always believe the victim, always. Bitch, nobody didn't believe the victim. And how about you put in some time where you ain't working? You worked there. You getting paid to do what you do, ho. Bitch, I've done what I've done and didn't get a fucking dime and put my money into it, bitch. I'm glad you here with your mouth always running, showing off. You ain't nothing but a motherfucking follower, ho. And you ain't got no fucking comprehension skills because just because a person said that they want to see see, bitch, I got a fucking legal background, so I do want to hear all the motherfucking details because I fucked around and did that shit with Josiah's and come to find out if it wasn't for that video footage, thank you, Platinum, because everybody swear it was Marcus who got it. No, Platinum had requested it. She requested it when she was supporting Sheena so Sheena could use it on her platform, but apparently they would not give up the damn video, the recordings and video footage until the case was over. Because I would still be saying today that boy raped that woman. Because I was going by Josiah's past and the shit he's done. Bitch, fuck you. You don't know. Who are you anyway? We don't even know who you are. Bitch, you don't know me. The people who was up in this chat, they know, bitch, I used to talk about Marcus like a dog. There's only so much of that. Talking about him like a dog since 2022, I'd be a damn fool to be on this motherfucking app. Bitch, I got a whole motherfucking life to be upset about or somebody to be upset about than going through with this shit. Some real shit. Some money shit. And bitch, you all the way in a whole motherfucking other state. Take your ass to Atlanta if you bout it. You got shit going on in your own community. That LA street nigga, that nigga downtown, he got shit going on right motherfucking now. I'm glad I looked down at the chat. That nigga talking about some Skid Row. Do you know how many registered offenders is fucking down there and over there near MacArthur Park? Nigga, you got a whole bunch of shit you could be doing. Y'all just gonna be online all the time, running your mouth and talking about me and believing that Jesse James, she know y'all dumb. She said, I'm from the chai. You know what I'm saying? She know y'all dumb because the reason why this nigga got an issue with me because she went over there talking about I was talking about him. You said nothing about his name. I didn't even know nothing about him being involved in that. I wasn't even there when y'all motherfuckers was getting. I didn't even know y'all got into it with Yarvo, whatever his name is. I just know when I went over there one time and she wasn't on the panel, I was like, good. Oh, fuck you. Because you've been running your motherfucking Mighty Mouse ass mouth. So tonight, you go on over there to LA Street and talk your shit. Bitch, you don't know nothing about me, ho. And whoever out there spreading about some motherfucking Monique, bitch, I got cash apps to show. How come y'all ain't helping them motherfucking victims? How come y'all ain't helping them motherfuckers get away from Marcus? Like I did. That's what we did around here, bitch. We took care of Monique. I got cash apps to prove it. Bitch, I looked for her a motherfucking shelter. What our issue is like how she was doing like West Indies, lying to get money. Don't fucking lie and don't lie on people. I don't give a fuck who it is. Don't lie about a situation. Don't get people involved in your fucking lying. And Monique started lying for money and shit. That's what I didn't like. Don't play people and try to pull people's heartstrings. Because now we're vulnerable. Now we're victims. Because now you're fucking committing crimes. Like right now, MGO is a fucking victim. Helping them same people that y'all call victims, which I said was scammers already. I know the difference because I know about the streets. That's why they on the streets now, because their family don't want to be fucking bothered with them. Now, bitch, I saw you over there trying to talk about Feisty as a predator lover and all that shit. Bitch, wasn't you just calling Feisty a fucking victim? You ain't doing nothing but the same goddamn thing you accusing other people of doing. Trying to fucking abuse them folks. Because you think your shit is funny, ho. Wait a minute, what does this bitch say? Y'all. No, I want to hear what this bitch got to say. So don't put that hoe on timeout or nothing else. Ain't nobody ever said that them folks was lying. We ain't even heard nothing that the girl said. But I'm using fucking common sense that God gave me. And I do believe, how I know? Because I got a fucking screenshot of the girl when people was in the chat. Because I was wondering. I was like, yeah, I know you could be 17, 16, and look 19. I mean, they the same age bracket. It ain't like you comparing an 8-year-old with a 16-year-old. 16, 19, 17, they all the same. They all, as far as looks is concerned. You bring a group of teenagers together and you tell me if you can specify exactly how old, which is which. Let me see. I remember when my daughter was 14, people was like, oh, what? I thought she was 17. Bitch, they was carding me in my 40s, ho. So they ain't even about that. And I know they lie. I don't know where the fuck y'all come from. Y'all act like y'all don't know about fake IDs. I know Marcus had to lie about something. If y'all saying that he said he used an app, apparently he was just trying to convince everybody he doing the right thing and he doing it the right, and it came to bite his motherfucking ass. That's on him. He a grown-ass man. That's on him. But at the same time, my question is, why didn't he let the Taylor, who was underage, participate in Spicy? They were supposed to all be participating in it. So that's what I was like, well, maybe he telling the truth about that. And I know when they were saying in the chat that she looked young as the premiere was playing, because I was kind of wondering too, like, yeah, they are. And I'm thinking, Marcus, I thought he was smart enough to really had ID'd them. Because, yeah, they teens. And really, to me, Taylor looked younger than her. And how she acted. And the girl was like, she grown as fuck. Bitch, I got the motherfucking screenshot. Why did I take that screenshot? Because it was something in me that made me say, take a screenshot of this girl saying she grown as fuck. Because something about this, I don't know. It's just something about this. And damn it, I got it. So she was definitely claiming to be grown as fuck. It's on him that he didn't fucking, to make sure. And y'all, I don't know where the fuck y'all come from. Y'all come from some fucking country, something like y'all ain't never heard of fake IDs. Like they acting like this shit is like somebody just trying to take up for Marcus. Mrs. Robinson, didn't you talk about it too? Hell, we had fake IDs to get up in that motherfucker to go to the club at 21 and over. I remember my friend had another fake ID of her friend's sister. So I know goddamn well we was doing this. These kids doing way more than I'm doing. What I was doing, what we was doing. So I know goddamn well. I ain't no goddamn fool. I know what youngsters do. What you mean taking up for he wrong for lying? Yeah, he wrong for lying. He wrong for lying about him carding the girl. And that's why he in the trouble he in. What part of that do you fucking not understand, bitch? He lied because he knows he's wrong. He lied about what? Because he know he wrong. He already admitted he didn't. Well, I don't know if he didn't card her or not. But I know that he fucking ain't gave no fucking justification to this app that y'all said talked about. He said she told him he was another age. That ain't usual. We used to do that shit. So it's not uncommon. What the fuck you mean, bitch? Don't put no motherfucking words in my mouth. Where the fuck did I say? So, stop taking up for him. What you mean? So Marcus is wrong for lying? Okay, and he is wrong for lying. How's that taking up for him? You're a dumb bitch. Go take you don't need to be working with no motherfucking youth, ho. Exactly. If it is so you retarded. You said it is the adult's responsibility to check, period. Okay, and then you say, so Marcus is wrong for lying. Didn't I just say he was wrong for that? He should have checked it. Bitch, what part of that did you not understand? What part of that did you not? I had a fake ID too, but he knew better than to film that child and put it out. Using a fake ID to get is not the same. Bitch, we don't know the details. I don't know if he used a fake ID or not. I want to know what the fuck happened. That's why I said I need to know the details, and he ain't telling it. All I know is that one was able to do spicy, one wasn't. So the only thing I can put together, and I could be wrong. That's why you wait for facts, ho. That's why what I was doing with Josias, it was wrong. Because come to find out, what I assumed it was wrong, and the dude didn't grape no motherfucking body. Maybe you got the answer, ho. Why is it that the Taylor wasn't allowed to do spicy because she was underage, but Yaya was. Can you answer that, hoe? I ain't running my pressure up. Let me tell you, like how Vibes tell people, sometimes it's just the compassion. I can't stand a stupid bitch, and this bitch been running her motherfucking mouth, not knowing what the fuck she talking about over there, following behind Jesse James, a whole liar. That bitch can't even put together that Jesse been lying and shit. If everybody's saying the same goddamn thing, it's the common denominator. Ain't nobody saving no goddamn predators. He was attracted to one and not attracted to the other. He is a creep. There's your answer. No, we'll see what had happened. Let's see what happened. He could be attracted to the other one, but did he fuck him? He should have been the one messing with her as well. So that's the reason why we need the details, because we could go on and on how it went down. It could go on and on how it went down. It could go on and on. And I ain't about to be putting this much investment in no motherfucking markets. You say you work with the youth, then just what you need to be focused on. It's a whole bunch. It's more work than you could imagine. It's more than 24 hours in a day of work to work with the youth where you are, to be sitting up here going on and on. Let the folks in Atlanta handle him. When you think that she ain't fighting and anti-Marcus. I'm not even with none of it. I just want the facts. And really, I really don't even care about that. What he got, if he did the time, if he did the crime, he got to fucking pay the time, and that's all it is to it. Really, thank you. That's what I'm saying. They dummies. Like, ain't nobody saving no motherfucking predator. They really don't know how much I talk about Marcus on here, but I'm not about to satisfy them and say, see, I be talking about him on this day. Y'all look what I wrote and text somebody and said about him on this day. I'm not about to do that because, bitch, I ain't no punk. Can't nobody punk me out of nothing. And like I said, when I first heard it, although I said I am, it could be more to it, I was going to tell him, no, I'm going to be cool on Marcus, which I am kind of cool on him. But I ain't about to make no public announcement to make y'all happy like y'all punked me out of it. I'm the kind of bitch, I'll do the opposite when I see a bitch think they going to punk me. Bitch, you got me twisted. I ain't no motherfucking internet talker and all they're telling people sit your ass down, all this old dumb shit and fucking trolling. Because first of all, this internet shit is really out of my motherfucking era. We don't do that, bitch. We get busy and handle motherfuckers. So all this little playing around on this fucking internet, I'm really not about, ho. Period. Marcus got to do what he fucking got to do. That ain't my motherfucking man. And don't know motherfucking moderators. Ain't nobody moderators responsible what fucking people do. You don't know what the fuck the people who you moderating for have done. You don't know their history. You don't even know the motherfuckers for real names who we moderating for. I'm just a subscriber. And I wouldn't even been that. I wasn't that. I used to watch his page. But I finally decided to subscribe. I finally decided to even create a page. I ain't never even had a YouTube page. I would go on YouTube, listen to music, and watch videos, which was his too. The only reason why I got a motherfucking YouTube page today is because I wanted to make some comments in his chat. That was for a few years ago. And it could have been around the time when that Monique shit was popping off. And I said, fuck it. I'm going to just go ahead and create a page. Bitch, you got me fucked up and twisted. And any other hoe talking about somebody, like, what part of this? So who's taking up for a motherfucker? And then lying, talking about somebody that said somebody was saying that the girl was fast. Bitch, that ain't never came out of my mouth. A woman stands on her wrong and admits it. You're too old to just simple. What the fuck you mean? I definitely am a mother of fucking with children. Bitch, and I ain't wrong about shit. I said I want to hear the fucking details. I already said what the fuck I said. He fucked up. Period and point blank. Now I need to know the details. He got to do the time for the crime he committed. Bitch, what you gonna do? Try to make me say something you want me to say? Ho, fuck you. You go handle them fucking kids over there, bitch. You talking to a full-grown woman. And you talking to a woman who protected hers. And you talking to a bitch who will go to jail for hers. And you talking to a bitch who has gone to jail about other bullshit. So you think I wouldn't go to jail for mine, ho? I ain't scared. Bitch, you the scary one. Now, at the age I am, I know that my family needs me. And I got enough goddamn sense now to not Snap so fucking fast. Period. Ain't nobody making no excuse for a fucking predator. Bitch, I said what the fuck I said. And I'm standing on a legal stand with it. I want to know the motherfucking details. And see, you doing that kind of shit is exactly why you got so many motherfucking blacks in jail now. We already know that he is a predator in another kind of way. But I ain't never known of him to fuck with no kids. So the fact that it happened, I need to know the details. Yeah, hearsay, not facts. And that's all opinions and hearsay. I come from something different, obviously. Now, I done told you I got a legal background. So I don't just go for no anything. And I should have known better with Josias, but I just based it on, like how y'all based it on Marcus's behaviors. I based it on Josias's behaviors just to find out that shit never happened. Bitch, take your ass on there. Because ain't nobody protecting no motherfucking predator. See, that's what I'm saying, bitch. You running your motherfucking mouth and you don't get it. Now, no, the one's taking up for predators is the one who letting Kanga commentary run around here. Now, it's a fact. We ain't got all the details. It's a fact that he fucking had 4 kids by his niece. His niece came online, but y'all supporting her. His niece came online and explained what happened, that he groomed her at the age of 14. His kids came online and shared with us how their grandmother, who's raising them right now, told them how their mama used to run off with him at the age of 16. The evidence of the kid's age would say that the girl was pregnant about 18 or 19. He married the girl, but y'all supporting that. No, the niece didn't lie. He knew she was 14. Thank you, Charlotte. I'm in and out. Nigga, get your bum ass off of here. Ain't no lies being told, nigga. You done told so many lies. When I found that obituary, you was sitting up there talking about they was for pretend relatives because you knew it didn't look good. The fact that you was married to that woman and you married the niece, it was something off about that. Get your punk ass up off here. And your kids even told it, nigga. And you be trying to play it. No, yeah, let them stay on for a little while. Let them stay on for a while. Let them stay on. And then your wife, which is your niece, said that your reason why your foot is like that, is crooked, is because you was fucking with a young girl who was a Haitian, and her parents came home, and you had to jump out of her window, and you injured your fucking foot. She said that because we was wondering where this other baby come from. She said it was probably from the Haitian girl. She said the church even know about you. You another one, but they supporting you. What's the woman name? The real baddie bitch. You ain't nothing predatory about me, ho. Okay, so you another one that's talking all this shit behind the screen, and you another one. You better hope that I don't, when I do this and find out all these fucking trolls. Let me get a copy of the name. Hold up. Hold up. When I find out, when I get the names of those, when I get the name of those who's behind these fucking names, see, I know how to get it. And see, you gonna wonder how I found out the real person, the real baddie. Yeah, exactly, Pooh. He's a real predator. But they supporting this nigga. He be going through all of them channels. He all up on Sheena Speaks panel. And she know about it. But she's so busy trying to defy Vibes because she didn't like Vibes. She'll let that nigga sit on her panel. Allie, you talking about like this? Allie, you talking about like this? When you talking about when it came on like this? Okay, thank you. I was trying to screenshot that broad. I was trying to screen. Now this nigga over here, and like I said, I know Marcus. I've been talking about Marcus forever. I ain't gonna keep talking about that nigga. He likes young women. He ain't the only one. Ain't nothing we could do about it, but talk about it. Nothing we could do about it. He a fucking freak. I told him that out of my own fucking mouth. I told him that I said, you know, I didn't told you, you nasty. He was like, well, go, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But like I said, I ain't the type that's gonna fucking put something on somebody when if they got lied on. But see, apparently you ain't been caught up in no motherfucking legal troubles. I have. And that ain't no good feeling. And he might have felt like, yeah, maybe in his head he might have knew she was 17. It was something. I don't know. I can't fucking say. I ain't gonna keep on talking about the nigga. It ain't what I'm saying. Period. And yes, I was fucking up in that motherfucking chat yesterday, ho. And yeah, hell, he ain't took my wrench yet. If he take it, he take it. If he don't, he don't. I don't give a fuck. It ain't like he taking my motherfucking money away from me. But I ain't about to fucking jump to no goddamn conclusions like that. I mean, I could think of some shit. I might jump to some conclusions, but I ain't about to do that. Like I said, I did that shit with Josiah and come to find out that boy ain't even grape nobody. And I know better. But because I knew how Josiah was moving, I was like, no. He a predator. Yeah, what can we do about him being a predator? That's T's problem. So let me ask you a question, lovely Walcott. Since you say he's a predator, what you gonna do about it? You just gonna run your crazy mouth online for what, the rest of your life? Or you just gonna give some up-to-date current event commentary? What you gonna do? Let's start with it. What you gonna do? Bitch, what you mean stop publicly supporting him? Bitch, you're supporting him. Every time you watch his motherfucking channel, bitch, you padding his pockets. Every time you go online talking about him, stop supporting him. Mean don't even talk about him. Don't do shit. And any money that you make off of it, donate that shit to an organization. The fuck you mean? How am I supporting him? Because I fucking watch his fucking channel and his videos? You crazy? We all supporting him. No, because you want me to call him a predator? You want me to call him a rapist or whatever it is when I ain't got no fucking full proof where I could get my motherfucking ass sued for some dumb shit? And what he might need to be doing is start filing for fucking lawsuits because people don't get it. Shit. And like I said, all that bullshit running around talking about some motherfucker, speaking of Troy's word, I don't know what you're talking about, but all that running around talking about some moderators did it. That motherfucking mother is messy as fuck. That motherfucking mother there's something the reason why. Because, bitch, why you talking about somebody who ain't got, about some, what if your kids, bitch, it ain't gonna be mine. Mine is grown and ain't none of them ever fucking ran away. Matter of fact, he over here spending a fucking summer with me and he lived with his dad. I was just about to mess with him, but he over there fell asleep. It's a reason why your kids want to run a fucking away from you. Bitch, I had a relationship with mine. And hell, yeah, kids do shit. But bitch, don't you ever put me in that category. Oh, they're the type of woman that'll let, bitch, please. Now, I didn't already explain to you what kind of woman I was. I had to figure out a fucking job and figure out businesses that'll keep my ass close to my motherfucking kids. So I wouldn't have to worry about nothing happening to them. My motherfucking daughter is 30 goddamn years old and she think I'm fucking crazy. Because I'll still ask her to this day, did so-and-so ever bother you when I was dating him? And she looking at me like, is she serious? And I didn't ask her that before. Not that there was any indications, but I just be wanting to make sure because I didn't seen, I guess, watching all these fucking videos where motherfuckers wait till they 40 to tell somebody tell Marcus for the first time. I'm like, shit, let me ask my kid again. Ain't nobody ever bothered you before, had they? Bitch, you got me twisted. That mother talking about she got her other kid. Guess what? When my daughter was in another state in Texas in college, and his dad couldn't watch him, my son would miss school for me to drive down to Texas to help my daughter when it would be the beginning of the semester. I would drive up to my daughter's school and help her get moved in, help her get situated. And my son would be right there with her, with me and her. If I got something going on with my daughter and some man that did all of this shit to my daughter, ain't no way I'm just comfortably leaving her. I thought she didn't even want the child in Miami. Ain't no way in the world my child to be somewhere else and not with me and talking about because I got back to school. Well, don't that little kid got a daddy? I thought the girl said she got a stepdaddy over there. How come he can't do nothing? How come your friend can't support you who noticed your daughter on the channel? How come when the girl went to the daddy's house and she wasn't happy there and wasn't happy at the mama's either? Where the fuck was she when you was sending her DoorDash? Like she could just do what the fuck she wanted to do. Then you want to fucking pin this shit on some moderators? How the fuck you come up with the conclusion that some moderators removed the video? That's crazy. How did you come up with that conclusion? Did the moderators tell you, hey girl, I just saw your comment and I removed the video? You wouldn't even think, you would automatically say the channel holder removed it. Did we get his notifications? Like, make it fucking make sense. Make it make fucking sense. And stop playing. And like I said, this Los Angeles street vlogs, you know what I'm saying? I ain't had no problem with him. If he want Jesse James to be able, he want a reason to have a problem with me, that's fine too. Nigga, but keep my name out your mouth. But he ain't about that life because guess what? We are in the same city. He had an opportunity to go down to the Kings Park. He didn't go. I didn't even go to Vibes Queen's chat that night. Vibes didn't even know I was there. I sat in the bushes the whole time. As soon as I got there, I saw him pleading with Vibes. I'm like, this nigga, I thought he was about it. I thought he was going to the park. Okay, let me read these comments. The mother said she got another child to take care of and asked the internet to help her control her daughter. It's her job, not us. Thank you. And let me tell you what else I know the mother was full of shit. When she made it seem like it's now took all of this where she can get some help. Since when do you have to have your child go through being exploited and all that to get her some therapy? You don't even need medical insurance to get therapy. They offer therapy at the school. They offer therapy like nonprofits and all kind of shit. All you gotta do is call a number. What's she talking about? But people was just listening at that dumb shit and believing it. And I'm like, what? I've always been able to reach out and get therapy. Hell, I was getting therapy for my child when she was 3 years old and she didn't even need it because they said she wasn't taking naps at the daycare and was getting into stuff. I didn't know. I was a first-time mom. They was making like something was wrong with her. Her doctor was like, you just overreacting. I'm like, but they keep complaining. It was just that my daughter was just had a lot of energy and was just wanting to be busy. I took her to therapy and a damn good therapist. The therapist was like, she doesn't need it. The therapist even went to her daycare. So how the fuck you couldn't get no damn therapy for your daughter and she doing all of this? And they think I'm fucking crazy for getting therapy for a 3-year-old. I was like, shit, fuck this. We got to get some intervention going on here. If it's a problem. And I'm thinking the daycare people, well, hell, they got more experience than me with this. They had shit, please. They ain't had no more experience than shit. They just was them type, they like a certain type of kid, a sit down, shut up kid. Anything different or have more energy or something like that, it was a fucking problem. My daughter's therapist even went down to the daycare because she was telling me nothing wrong with your daughter. And I said, I'm telling her what the daycare complaint. That's why I said, man, fuck all this. My child need me. I got to figure out a way how to have a job and have a business where I could be home more with my kid and a protector. Because when you start having kids, that's bad shit. Them motherfuckers get abused. People be mistreating them and shit. That's the bad one over there. And my daughter is a good girl, okay? But I'm just saying, how the fuck did I go with my crazy ass thinking something was wrong with my child at 3 years old for therapy, and you got a child running away and doing all whatever she doing, and then you mean to tell me she's been exploited and you ain't trying to go grab her to get her no therapy now and no help? Let the authorities talk to her. You full of shit, lady. And you definitely, I wasn't even going to trip off of you. But when you start talking about the moderator, you trying to give people this, because she was on this, she's in here watching. She mentioned whoever her friend is or whatever, she busy watching videos, being entertained, instead of saying, oh shit, I got, you know what I'm saying? Let me go, I got a clue of where my daughter is. Let me reach out to the police right now so they can reach out to that ASI man. My daughter would have been in my care by now if I would have saw her up on that motherfucking video. Because they would have been reached out. That ASI man would have been reached out. Or they would have caught a hold of him. And he would have made them go take them to that damn Airbnb B&B before she even fled. But anyway, ain't nobody fucking taking up for no motherfucking predators. No, you want me to be on that shit, that internet shit. Bitch, take your ass down to fucking Atlanta if you bout it. The fuck you mean don't nobody help him get justice? Because we said we want to hear the fucking details about it? We said already that he didn't fucked up and he wrong. He should have fucking checked IDs. Bitch, what the fuck else you want? You want us to fucking ride on your motherfucking coattail, ho? Ho, fuck you. Bitch, when you getting your motherfucking ticket to go down to Atlanta? Because see, you've been talking a whole bunch of shit and saying all kind of shit and being disrespectful in the chat. I've been seeing you. I ain't been saying nothing. But a bitch can only take so much, ho. With this Los Angeles street vlogs, he didn't say it all he gonna say. He gonna keep saying it. He's fucking now starting to become obsessed. And he didn't show me because he didn't take his ass to King Park that night. And literally, they was waiting for him. Not at King Park, but if he would have said he was at King Park, I would have told them to go on up there because I didn't want the riffraff over here where I was. I don't know what else they want. They just want some drama. They just want some drama and fake outrage. Bitch, what you mean go away? You the fucking one who's ignorant with your fake outrage ass. Let me see you go ahead and put in some fucking work. Fuck all this talk. Fuck all that going on the motherfucking internet with that slow motherfucker. You heard me? Fuck all that, bitch. I want to hear you. I want to see you in Atlanta, ho. I want to see you making some moves. Go over there and help that girl. Matter of fact, go send us some cash apps. Go help Feisty. Like what we do over here. We actually help them motherfuckers. That's why MGO in trouble now. Somebody done scammed her out that bunch. Oh, and here it is with this motherfucking fake ass, lying ass story about, yeah, Golden was over there attacking one of Marcus's victims. Bitch, you a goddamn lie. That ain't what my motherfucking cash apps say. That ain't what these text messages say when I was looking for her shelter. We was on her ass like they was on West Indies ass about lying. Making us be victims. Victimizing us. Because we care. And that's the one thing. I don't like nobody fucking playing me at all. Like, I don't like nobody thinking they're going to punk me. And here, this old punk ass nigga, he just keep going. Yeah, either you going to be on this side, ain't no neutral. I don't give a fuck. I don't even know you, bitch. I didn't even know you existed until I start seeing you come on on Yarbro's, whatever that nigga's name is, channel. And that nigga, I didn't even know who he was. He was up in Vibes Queen's chat. Everything was okay. He was the one, he was neutral. That's what's crazy, ho. Lovely Wolcott, the nigga that you following was actually neutral. He talked about Marcus when he did wrong, and he talked about somewhere he was like, well, I can't blame Marcus for that. Bitch, it's all on recording. I even see before this, the only reason why he did a whole flip and switch is because apparently whatever went down on what's this nigga's name? I can't think, Yarvo's channel with Marcus. Then all of a sudden now it's a whole nother thing. Nigga, you fake. Because it should have been that way from jump. The bottom line is that men like Marcus don't deserve the opportunity to continue to victimize the vulnerable. Who said he do deserve? And who's protecting them? You're supporting them, though. Y'all going live every day, putting Atlanta Street interviews in y'all. That's the only reason why that nigga getting up. He only got what? 300 and something subscribers or whatever. And hey, thanks Vibes Queen for a whole bunch of them because he was over in Vibes Queen's chat initially. Okay, so he got about 300 and some subscribers. He getting about 1,000 and some views. But guess whose name is in his title every time he go live? Besides your goofy ass sitting on the panel, along with that lying ass bitch Jesse, guess who fucking's name is in the fucking title every motherfucking time? Bitch, I ain't even putting nobody's names in these titles. Ain't nobody fucking supporting the nigga. And ain't nobody gonna keep on trying to explain it. If you don't get it, then shit, I'm sorry. You just got bad comprehension. I sure the fuck don't have to be the miner's mom. See, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that bitch because she tried to implicate me in some bullshit. You talking about her? Because don't know if to want people off the streets, you don't have to even know them to want somebody who's doing wrong off the streets. And that goes for protecting anybody, seniors and children. You ain't got to even know the person. But like I said, with your fake outrage, I want you to go to Atlanta. I want to see you go to Atlanta and do something. And y'all keep talking about these cases. Where's the fucking? I see it. You can't play me like that. Who's over a case with Marcus? I keep asking people who got the case. Y'all just talking. Oh yeah, the moderators is gonna be involved. They're gonna be investigating. Y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Okay. First of all, and second of all, a bitch like me don't give a fuck. When you know you ain't got shit to do with shit, it don't matter what they do. Bitch, do you realize that my phone, I have been on phone calls with people whose phones were tapped. I have been connected with people who were being investigated by the FBI. Bitch, do you realize that I passed the test for the FBI? Bitch, don't let me have to keep going on with that, okay? I don't give a fuck, okay? When you know you ain't got shit to do with nothing, there's nothing you have to worry about. But can't nobody be responsible for shit if they ain't got nothing to do with it. Only dummies would think that. Up there Googling some motherfucking shit about some moderators and some, oh, we scared. And you tell your homeboy to stop fucking tagging me. You know, you just been running your mouth and running your mouth and running your mouth. And the sad thing is that y'all, these people are scared. See, I'm not afraid. These people are scared to just say how they feel about it. So they're not saying nothing. Even if they're not protecting Marcus, they can't even be where it's like, okay, well, I understand why Marcus did this, but no, he wrong for that. Like how LA was until Marcus and him got into it. Lovely. It's not of rational thought to continue to publicly support people. Who's publicly supporting them? It ain't mentally healthy to continue to publicly go on about this shit when it ain't nothing you can do, and when you ain't gonna do nothing. You've already said it a million times. He's a predator. He's nasty. He's wrong. He's a predator. He's nasty. He's wrong. He's a predator. He's nasty. He's wrong. It's now 2027 and came in. He's a predator. He's nasty. He's wrong. Bitch, we done been there before. You must be no. We done been there and done that. And like I said, if I continue to keep going on with this Marcus shit and ain't nothing legally, nothing can be done. Now it can. But still, legally, nothing can be done about him liking barely legal females. Nothing can be done about him using his gold chain and car to pull them in. Nothing can be done about it, even though there's something wrong with it. It's wrong. Hey, what can the fuck we do? I ain't about to keep talking about it. And if I got to talk about it, I got too many motherfuckers within the community where I live that I could be handling. Tell your homeboy I know of a nigga who been fucking around with girls since the 80s that I know of, probably the 70s too, who's a dope dealer. He would take advantage of their mamas because they was on crack. Since he in Los Angeles now, let me see if he want to handle this nigga. Okay, wait a minute. I see so many people coming in. Hey, y'all. I have done my part to ensure that men like him are held accountable. It's unfortunate that so many women would rather protect a predator than the potential young people that could cross him. Pathetic. Well, what women you talking about who's protecting him? And how are they protecting him? How are they protecting him? Are they going up and saying, "Oh no, he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do that. He didn't video Yaya." Or are they saying that, yeah, he did. According to what he's saying, she lied about his age. But yeah, he did. And yes, against the law. Ain't nobody protecting that nigga. You know what? Just me. Yeah, I mean, like they said, she's still a child. She knows right from wrong. I know I did. I know I did. And like I've said before, what about knowing right from wrong? If there's a thing about a person being a child, then y'all stop reprimanding little 5 and 6 years old when they do wrong. Yes, how are we protected? Because I'm sitting here on this internet, and the only thing I'm doing is watching these damn videos and going by what each person is saying and saying, yeah, I want to hear more details about this, because it's that's important to know that. Did she or didn't she lie? How do I know? Because we lied to dudes. How do I know about fake IDs? Because we had them. I used to even use my mama's fake ID. So it ain't like I ain't never been a youngster before, and I knew what I was doing. Just like Marcus know what he doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in a special class where I don't know right from wrong. I had plenty of sense. But ain't nobody taking up for it, and I'm sick of y'all with that dumb shit. Now answer the question. That's the part they get to saying stuff, and when you tell them to answer the question, what makes you think somebody is protecting him? They don't come up with an answer. They just be talking. It's just fake outrage. Well, if she don't want to answer the question, freeze overtaker. They always do that. Anytime they start saying stuff, and I say, well, what makes you believe? Like if that mother was here now, that shit ain't cool. For people to lie on people, and for people to be coming online and giving commentary that people have helped this man hide this little girl. This shit is wrong. And then on top of it, Troy too. You know you got some slow ones over there. Because anybody with good sense would be like, well, how they tip off Marcus, or how did they delete the videos? And they just his moderator. That would be my first question. How did you, what you mean? How did you come up with that? Did they call you and tell you that? Like, did Marcus tell you that? Like, how did you come up with that conclusion? No, that bitch was being messy. She a messy bitch. And the reason why is because she already had felt a certain kind of way about whatever, about her page or whatever was said. It probably had something to do with me. Because, well, like I said, I ain't tripping because I wasn't. I mean, the girl was already found. What we going to keep talking about it for? Now I'm talking about me and you know what I'm saying? Us being harassed. Yeah, I'm somebody fucking too. I might not be 17, but God damn it, I'm a human being. Fuck that. But she ain't even taking care of her. I bet you right now hers is still in Miami. Still in my, hey, lovely, why don't you reach out to the mother? Because I see you're a concerned citizen. See, I ain't got time for it. Especially when that bitch did that, I could have reached out to her, like gave her some resources. You say you work with children and whatever. Why don't you give her some resources to help? Because she acting like it took all of this to help with her daughter. She a goddamn lie. She ain't interested like that. Now, I didn't gave y'all a story. Mine wasn't running no damn way at no damn 3 years old. The only thing she was doing was running from the daycare provider in the classroom because she was full of energy. And instead of taking the nap, she was up running from the teacher because she don't take naps. And they had me thinking I had a whole nut on my hand. And I'd start looking like a damn nut, going to the goddamn therapist at fucking 3 years old talking about some damn intervention. So why don't you, since you say you work with the youth, why don't you utilize some of that knowledge you have, lovely? Okay. Why don't you reach out and have Troy to tell the woman to reach out to you so you can help her with some research? See, this is how we would do it within the street sector. This is how we do in the street sector. Okay. We reach out, we give money, we do stuff, we find resources. Monique had hotels, cars, everything. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's just do that. You say you about the youth. They said Marcus put her on the bus to Florida when he found out she was missing, but I don't know how true that is. That's what this boy like. It sounds like it could be true, but we talking now when you start talking about people who ain't credible. Ola said that. Did her mama even say that? Like maybe I believe it if her mama said it because then her mama could have got it from her. And it could be possible. It could be possible. But I remember Ola saying it. At this point, even if I believe his story or not, he's so not credible. He couldn't even stand up in the court of law and be believable. But like I said, how about let's fix this situation? Until the law enforcement or whatever, the woman says she is now her daughter's a victim, whatever's going on, I really don't believe it's the case. Because I've been wondering, I just think that a lot of people are speculating. But if I say that, that means I'm taking up for Marcus because I'm using the common sense that God gave me. Is there a case? Because how everybody gonna know about something when it's cases like that? The world don't know about all what's going on. Investigators ain't gonna tell you everything, y'all. Hi, my name is Jackie Johnson, and I'm an ASI viewer. And you know that guy Marcus. What y'all doing with that case? They ain't gonna just be telling everybody how they doing stuff and what they doing. But like I said, I would like to know. You're saying what they said. That's what I'm talking about. I want to know real facts. I want to be able to hear from everybody. I want to hear from Marcus. So y'all want to just cuss him out. You don't even know how I operate. I'll let somebody who I can't even stand and give them an opportunity to talk to me. So I can see where their head is. Can see if I can believe them. Everything. But I would like to hear, because he has a right to be able to, whatever his story is, I don't give a fuck if it's true or false, like Ola and everybody else. And that way I can evaluate the entire situation at hand and determine and come up with my own conclusion. And I don't even have to share it. I could be thinking right now, oh yeah, that motherfucker did wrong. But I ain't about to satisfy y'all, even if I feel that way. Wait a minute, what you didn't know? Hold up. Very serious charge, carry 15 years mandatory. That's going to be on him. I mean, he said he's taking accountability. So he's going to have to. If it is, he's a grown man. But how we even know if it's going to be, let's back this up. Let me back this up. I need for somebody to tell me if there's a case and what detective is handling. I don't want to hear about the detective Eliza, whatever, Martinez. Shit, that's a entirely detectives have that's a whole nother department. I need to know the detective who's handling Marcus. Because I don't believe it is. Everybody keep acting like it's this case. Is it really a case? Who is handling it? Eliza ain't handling it because that ain't what she is. Oh, I am Tequila. You didn't know about King of Commentary? Yes. Let me tell you about how this King of Commentary. See, people don't know nothing about me. I am definitely an advocate for right and wrong. Okay. He kept bothering you. As you know, he was dating Vibes Queen, right? I'm gonna tell you like what kind of person I am. The people who know me from back then, I was always neutral. I didn't. You weren't gonna catch me talking about nobody, even if I might have believed it. They used to come on here talking about Sunny every day. I never would talk about Sunny. I was listening. A lot of times I wasn't even watching her. So I would go to the channels who was watching her to give me like how when Vibes give the daily whatever, or who did what and who was fighting. That's what I was doing. I was just listening. Right? So anyway, when Vibes started dating this dude and when they separated or whatever, um, he went on like just doing the fucking most. Some whole bitch made shit, okay? First of all, I was listening to it. Yeah, we all was. We was all curious to know, like, whatever he got to say, because we know she's a mystery woman. She's just an avatar behind, but she's giving commentary, and I used to like her. You know, like when I start, not used to, I'm all right with her. You know what I'm saying? But what I mean is that he, damn, I'm jumping around. Oh, so he wanted everybody, he wanted everybody to start hating this woman. So and the thing is that when I started seeing through him, a lot of people fell on it, right? And was believing them. But I was like, I'm not about to have this nigga trying to have me fight her or talk about her because and he gets the benefit out of it, right? Because it's like, ha ha, I got everybody hating you. Ha ha, ain't nobody watching you. I ain't about to have this nigga satisfied. And I don't like his style because I don't like a bitch ass made nigga who gonna come out here and tell a woman's business and do the most. And after this woman was good to him and his child. Period. So anyway, I would be in there supporting, Vibes and wasn't talking about her. He would be on live talking about and harassing anybody who was in Vibes' chat. Okay? He had actually ran off a few of her moderators because they got tired of being bullied and harassed. They just told her, please take the stick. And he kind of left them alone. I wasn't even a moderator at the time, but the thing is, that's how he was doing. So he kept on bothering me. He would go live, if y'all know, he was always talking about people and bothering them. And like I said, when people get to saying, oh, she do, first of all, I ain't never doxed nobody. Doxing is illegal. When you publicly put somebody's stuff on a platform like that, now me looking into them, yeah, I don't go looking at everybody. I got way too much to do. But when somebody fucking with me, you think I'm not? I got to know who the fuck this is. I got to know about this person. Ain't nobody gonna be fucking with me and getting away with it and think I ain't gonna know who the fuck they are or try to find out who the fuck they are. How about just leave me the fuck alone if I ain't bothering you? So I don't go around looking at everybody. The motherfuckers who bother me, yeah. Eventually, I'm going to say, wait a minute, let me look into this person. Don't believe that bullshit that Sheena's saying. We all know she's a liar. And she ain't going to be able to prove none of it because it's a big lie. The bitch couldn't pass a damn a lie detector test even if you paid her $1 million to pass it. Okay? So anyway, he kept on bothering me. And I was like, let me look into this fool. And I would be on that page like looking for stuff. And I discovered that his wife, his first wife, I noticed that his first wife and second wife were Facebook friends, right? And I'm like, okay, they just mature women. They both got see, that other thing. We only thought the second wife only had one daughter by him. We thought he had a lot, like several, he does have several baby mamas, but we thought he had more. According to how he explained it, he had one who he would never see again, was probably by another woman. He had two more by another woman. Then he had Sarah by this one woman. Then he had his other two by another woman. Then he had another one we didn't know who it was by. I mean, the other two by his first wife and another one. So I'm thinking he got all these baby mamas, right? And so I'm just thinking, okay, they have kids who are siblings. Okay, that's some mature women able to be Facebook friends and just be like a family. But then one day, but I started noticing like some of the Facebook friends with that girl's last name, the second wife. The first wife was friends with him too, and I was kind of confused with that because it looked like they had the same last name as the second wife. Like, how is she that close? Was she friends with the second wife's family? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, they really real cool, right? They've been at barbecues and everything. But what happened when the first wife's mama died, right? She had posted a GoFundMe, and it was like basically about like her and her siblings, and it mentioned the second wife's name. I was confused. I saw that, but I left it alone. But I was like, wait a minute. Hold up. Come to find out, the first wife and the second wife are niece and auntie. But I'm still confused because it's like, nah, that can't be. Right? Come to find out it was that. And then like maybe like a month later, the father-in-law died. The second wife, the niece, his niece's daddy died. And in that obituary, leaving the morn was his first wife, and his mama had died, which was her mama. All of that. They family. Now, once I finally put that together, I was like, I told Vibes about it. And anyway, we did a family tree, like, so people could understand. Vibes went live, right? Of course, he got mad and was denying it, talking about, oh, they pretend and all that, just lying and whatever, right? But still, we still didn't know all the details. Come to find out, the second wife with the little girl that he's raising, come to find out, he ain't got just one child by her. He got 4 by her. Okay. Now, that itself, like when he was dating Vibes, how come he didn't share that? Vibes did not even know that. So it's something you keeping from her because you know it ain't right. It's something weird about it. Okay. Well, let me just make a long story short. Ken Nola had reached out to her. They had reached out to her. He lies and say MGO paid at a lie. We ain't nobody did none of that. I have never even reached out to the woman. Vibes had never reached out to this woman. We put it out there, and Ken Nola reached out to the woman. He has posted the video and everything, the recording where she talked about it. Basically, she was living with him and the auntie. And really, the auntie is part of it too. She's an accessory to it too because she's shamed and she don't want it to come out. They'd rather abuse her for talking about it, okay? But anyway, she came out and she said that she was over there. He bought her a cell phone. She was 14 years old. I think she even mentioned that he had asked her, like, was she a virgin, all this stuff. Anyway, he groomed her. You have to listen at her on Vibes' channel and on Canola's channel. He groomed her. And anyway, when she was about 18, she ended up having a baby by him. 18, 19, or she got pregnant about 18. Next thing you know, she had 3 more by him. After that, so she had 4 in total. During that time, while she was having these babies, her auntie filed for divorce. After her auntie got divorced, she married him. Now, I don't even want to, I had said I was going to stop talking about it because she had explained that she didn't like to be called his wife because it's traumatic. Like when she hear us talk about it online, it's traumatizing for her because she don't, but while he busy doing all this talking, like they was talking about Vibes with her situation when she and her husband went through whatever and separated, he is still actually married to that girl. Okay, he is still a married man to his niece. Yes, okay. So this nigga come on here and lie, talking about we didn't pay him off and all this stuff. And I would have never went through that. But like I said, I had to find out the details before I said anything. And that's what I'm talking about. Because when I first was looking at it, I didn't say a thing. Because I was like, no, because that'll be wrong. Even though I don't like this nigga, even though this nigga is harassing us online, lying on us and everything else, that's just not in me. I ain't going to even come out with it. But once I kept reading and then I saw all these obituaries and it was just too much matching up and I was realizing, oh, they're the same. That's when I came out with it because I'm like, no, this ain't no defamation. This ain't no defamation. I got some proof. Put it like this. I got proof here to back me up of why I say what I'm saying, I asked my son. I know a lot of people have been commenting. I haven't even read them. I'm going to read them later. I ask my son all the time, even on family visits, did anybody touch you wrong? I'm telling you, when I tell you that my daughter think I'm crazy, if she was here right now, she'll tell you. She'd be looking at me like I'm a whole fucking nut. Because I'll ask her some shit like, did anybody ever, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if it's because I be watching these videos and shit that it's like, let me ask my kid again. They said ain't nobody ever touched them, but let me, you know what I'm saying? Because if they did, it's gonna be on and popping. Somebody going to jail, somebody getting their ass beat. So yeah, and the reality of it is like what I think I shared with y'all about my friend and a situation. The reality of it is that even though you tell your kids and teach them things, you got to reiterate it. Like with my son, I always tell him when he leave out, don't do nothing that you're going to regret later. I remind him of that. So it's like with kids, you tell them here and there. If the situation take place and in between that you ain't said nothing, it's like you got to keep reiterating it. And you got to make your kids comfortable with being able to talk to you and tell you. And you have to sometimes just bring it up. You know what I'm saying? Like people who I don't even think would ever bother anybody. I mean, I've asked, have they ever bothered you? Not that I think they would. You know what I'm saying? I've asked that with somebody who used to watch me as a kid and they never did nothing to me. But hey, I'm just asking like, hey, relatives ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? Anybody could be asked. It is what it is. Even my own man. I've asked my child about my own man or ex-man and shit because I want to know. Because I see so many stories and hear so many stories. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, with a friend of mine, it was a guy who went to their church. He's a young guy. And anyway, I remember when he was like getting involved with them and everything, like a helpful guy, right? And then he called himself liking her. Well, this dude had a whole bunch of kids. I'm going to say about 9 to 11 kids. And some of his kids were like real little. But I remember she was like feeling so good, like he liked her kids or whatever. And I kept saying, like, won't be so helpful. That's a sign there. You know what I'm saying? And they will do that, especially with single moms, because single moms be relieved. They be like so happy somebody helping them or understand because they so stressed out. And anyway, she was saying, and I said, I'm trying to figure out why he's so interested in your kids. And I think she was taking that as an insult, like, who would be interested in your kids? But that's not what I was saying it like. I'm saying it like, why is he so interested? Especially when this nigga got about 9 to 11 kids his damn self. He got a little girl, I remember, that was like 3 years old. Like, nigga, you got way too many kids to even be caring about being interested in somebody else's kids. And you acting like you want to put more time into her kids, and you got 1,000,001 your damn self that need you. So that was suspicious to me. Anyway, she kind of got mad and had like an attitude, so I just left it alone. I just asked her the question. That was just that, because I've heard so many stories. And that's another thing. The reason why I was so like overprotective of mine, because I wasn't about to be where I got to learn the hard way. All somebody got to do is share their stories with me. And I took all that in. Okay. And when people shared things and experiences with me, I was trying to make sure that didn't happen. So when it came to spending the night out, my kids didn't spend the night out. Especially when my daughter, let me back that up. When my son came around, it was a really good friend, a lady friend of mine, and I kind of trusted her. And I tried to stop because I was like, it's starting to seem kind of mental where it's like, dang, your kids can't. I didn't want to be like that. But with my daughter, she ain't never spent the night at nobody's house but my cousin, who I trusted. And guess who was spending the night there too? I was. The slumber party she went to, it was a little girl and her friend, her mom and I became acquainted and friends, and we got close. She gave her daughter a slumber party at a hotel. Guess who was there helping volunteer? So I was. My daughter didn't do no slumber parties and nothing else. And the only slumber parties she ever went to was like close people. And I was at the slumber parties too, helping with the slumber parties. And that was just the way it was. It wasn't no spending the night out. It wasn't nobody could spend the night with us or none of that kind of stuff. It was even where when it was a little girl who lived around the corner, I felt like her mama allowed her man to have too many people over there. And I told I didn't want my daughter to feel like she couldn't go over there. But I told her straight out, you can go over there, but you better sit right on that damn porch. Don't you go nowhere else. And my son's dad, who knew the boyfriend, he was like, that's smart, because yes, that woman, even he was like, they be having too much company over there. And I really didn't even feel comfortable with her being over there. I would tell them, let them come on over here, because I already know my house is safe. They can come on in this backyard, because ain't nothing going to be going on up over here. So because I had my own yard and everything and a patio and stuff, they would like coming to the back anyway. So that was that. But to make a long story short about my friend, anyway, she was in communication with the guy, but they were at this time, it was her and her husband, they was off and on. He was in the military, but she was about to go off to Iraq for about a year. So she was going to leave her kids home. And so she had talked to homeboy, and he was saying, "Yeah, I'll come out there and help you with your kids, right?" So she was telling him how. So she basically she was telling me, he said he'll come and help, right? Anyway, her daughter, she heard her daughter on the phone one day talking to a boy, and she was like, "Remember that guy I was telling you about? He might be coming to live with us." And she said she heard the boy saying, "Oh, so somebody else gonna be messing with my coochie." He said the pussycat, right? So my friend like, "What is this dude talking about?" So she was listening on the phone. So when she said when daughter got off the phone, she was like, "What was that conversation about?" Right? And that's when this is why people don't say that they didn't understand Marcus's conversations, and this is the reason why I kind of know, because several victims have shared with me. Predators, they will get you to liking what they're doing. They do it enough where they start not liking, arousing you or liking it. Because it's a girl that I'm good friends with, and she told me that that's how it happened to her. They start off and they keep going and going, and then you start getting into it. If you remember that woman, Michaela, who Marcus interviewed, she said that she was doing that with her uncle and she started liking it. So they get them to that point. So anyway, apparently, whatever the dude did, she told her mom that we used to come over. This bitch had given this nigga her key while she working, and this is when they was in LA. While she working, he go check on the kids. This is how comfortable she got with this nigga. And the daughter said that when he would come over there, he would put his hands down in her pants and touch on her breasts and stuff. So he was arousing her. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is that she called me. Like when she found out what happened, she called me crying. I'm like sitting here like, I can't even sit up here like what kind of person I would be to say, didn't I tell you? Don't nobody want to hear nothing like that. So I just didn't say anything. You know what I'm saying? I let her cry and, vent to me and tell me what happened and everything. And the crazy part about this motherfucker is she called him and confronted him. And he basically admitted to it. He was like, but it wasn't even like that. Like, he just that sick. So I take those kind of lessons from other people and stories, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, and I remember a long time ago, she would always say, I told my kids. So that's why I always say you need to keep reminding your kids. Don't tell them when they was 5 years old and I had to talk with them. No, you need to continue to have talks with them and continue to remind them so it's in their head and their brain. Yeah, you got to watch your kids. My friend's mother shared with me about, like I said, I didn't have to go through, and I'm hoping I don't find out years later my kid tell me something, because I be asking them. Like I said, my child 30 years old, and I know she be looking at me like, are you serious? You don't ask me something, you know what I'm saying, about when I was a kid, did something happen to me? But I be still like trying to like I said, maybe it's because I be watching too many of these hearing these stories, and then it's like, shoot, let me ask them again. Yeah, from women too. Exactly. Exactly. People think it's just men. Exactly. They got women on the offenders list, and it's more women than that should be on it. But people don't even look twice or think that they are going to do something. So yeah, you know what I'm saying. When it comes to mine, and that's why if y'all have heard me ever say that, I said when I had grandbabies, I'm a homeschooler. Cause I'm like saying like shit. If my kids decide they want to go off to a job, I want to be here. I want to be here to be in my 90s or whatever else. I want to be here to be able to help my kids. So if they have to go off to a job, or even if they don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't have to worry about sending their kids to a friend's house. Because just because they're your friend, that don't mean that neither. Because I got to thinking about that too. That particular friend, I trusted her. Like, she has watched my kid a few times, okay? But like I said, for the most part, nobody had to watch mine, because I always put myself in a position where nobody did. And when I was running my own business, my kids would have to be with me even in the middle of the night if I had to do some stuff and sitting in the car. But what I'm saying is that I was thinking like, I trust her, but I don't trust her judgment. I trust her where I wouldn't think she would do anything to my kids, but I don't trust her judgment. Not that she would allow anybody to do anything to my kids, but she Trust, because for her to trust that guy, and to me, I was seeing signs. I wasn't even seeing any signs. I was just thinking it was odd. Let me back that up. I wasn't even thinking of him as a predator. I was just thinking, this ain't normal. Like, why is he so in? He got a whole bunch of other kids. But those are the type, they find women like that. Single moms who they know need help. They be relieved. For example, my mom, one of my mom's ex-neighbors, uh, apparently he didn't know at the time. They be right, they like women who don't have men also. So he would see me come over there to my mom's house, but he had never seen me come over there with my man, or he didn't know it was my man, right? So anyway, one day he saw me as I'm going to my mom's house, and he was like, "Hey, how you doing? I got these I got some books for your daughter, some real estate books, right?" Now somebody else would be like, "Oh, he a nice man. He got this stuff to try to help Shay out or whatever, right?" And I'm like, "You got some books for my daughter?" And I was like, "Did she ask for some books? Because I know my daughter ain't asked this nigga for no books, and especially no real estate books, right?" He's like, "No, but why you just all of a sudden just want to volunteer and give my child some books or something, like you actually like you helping her with her future or something, right?" And I said, "Let me tell you something. My daughter don't need, if anything my daughter needs, she can come to me. And she got a dad and a stepdad. But she can come to me. And when it comes down to real estate, she definitely don't need to come to nobody else, because I know about real estate, and what I don't know, I have a lot of people who know about real estate, okay? So anything that I need to know about real estate, what I don't know, I can go to somebody else." So I was like, "But thank you." So anyway, I had told my daughter what he did, but she already knew. I said, "This nigga trying, like, he thinking I'm thinking like, oh, he just a nice man, thinking he gonna get close to my kids." So my daughter was laughing at it, but I told my daughter, "Don't tell my mom." And the reason why, because I know my mom. Y'all think I got a mouth on me and a cuss a motherfucker out? See, this ain't just no internet shit. This might look like internet shit. My mama will cuss a motherfucker out. Okay, that's how she ended up getting noticed for a role in another one of these movies. Okay, just happens she was cussing out her man. Okay, and it was somebody, a producer or a director, who recognized her and was like, "Oh yeah, we need somebody like that in our movie." Anyway, my daughter, she wanted some drama. She knew not to go tell my mother, but she told my mother anyway. Baby, my mama went to that nigga's house, beating on that nigga's door, and was like, "Let me tell you one thing, motherfucker. Don't you ever think you gonna have anything to do with my motherfucking granddaughter. We don't need nothing from you, motherfucker." I know what I mean. She just went off, and my daughter was over there rolling. And guess what? That nigga knew this ain't the one. This ain't what I thought was a single mom that I was gonna be able to prey on and be able to do what I was gonna try to do. Wasn't gonna happen over here. Wasn't gonna happen at all. Hey Lotus, I'm not even looking at the chat, but I just seen you pop up. Hey Lotus, you know I hate cursing when you come in here because you're so spiritual, but forgive me, Lotus. Hey Drea, I see you talking to Drea. But anyway, y'all, I got, what time is it? Y'all, because I got things early for me. It's 10 o'clock, but y'all, I got things to do today, for real, for real. But I had to come on here because I'm like, this nigga just keep on running his mouth, saying shit about me. He don't even know me. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't, you know what I'm saying? You think I'm going to support some bullshit that what this nigga is doing? You know what I'm saying? But I also, at the same time, because I've been on the legal side of stuff, I do give opportunities. Like, that's what the law does. They're going to give you opportunity to justify whatever it is. Even if you don't even believe it, I want to listen and hear what's going to be said. And like I said, I do have questions. And it could be where he just liked that girl. I don't know. I'm not in his head. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to supporting somebody who's doing some wrongdoings, no, I'm not. But I ain't about to be on no damn hate train. We didn't been there before with Marcus. I ain't about to go down that train of doing that bullshit all damn day. Watching a content creator go live and I'm all in the chat talking about him, saying the same shit over and over. Ain't no other commentary but that. Y'all know we done been through that. Oh, Drea, you go okay. Oh, okay, you gotta get your dog groomed. I gotta get grandcat, she got to go get her a shower, a bath too at PetSmart. I hope that coupon didn't expire. Cause y'all know I got this grandcat over here spending the summer with me, and you know, and my son. So anyway, I'm just not. I'm not. I ain't. I'm too grown for that shit. Period. And like I said, we know Marcus. I call him barely legal. And like I said, what he had been doing before this incident, it was legal, morally incorrect. Yeah, because I ain't about to fuck with no 18-year-old boy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't about to fuck with no 22-year-old boy. But I mean, yeah, morally, it's for me. Everybody got a different moral compass. Everybody got a different moral compass. But for me, it's wrong. But I also know everybody has a different moral compass. So what's wrong for you, or what is not okay for you, I can't say necessarily wrong. It's wrong for me, or it's something that I wouldn't do. What I wouldn't do, I can't say, you know what I'm saying? That we all got stuff that we wouldn't do that somebody else would do. But he was within the legal perimeters. With this situation, he got caught. And I'm going to just be straight out. I ain't going to say Marcus is arrogant, but he's very confident. I can be confident when you just know your stuff. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? But hey, I don't even want to keep talking about that because that's not even my thing. I'm here for the damn interviewees and to watch the shit. And like I said, anybody who's watching his videos, you're supporting him. How you not support him is you don't watch nothing. How you do that? You don't even talk about him. Out of sight, out of mind. Every time you click on that, he getting his pockets padded. Period. But when it comes down to the rest, like I said, I do want to know the details. I don't care what nobody say. The question here is there a real investigation? Who is the investigator? I don't believe there's even an investigation. Everybody is just jumping the gun and just talking ahead. It ain't even nothing going on, I don't believe. The only investigator or detective I know of is Alizé, and she don't handle that. She don't handle those kind of crimes. She handle kids, missing kids. So she wouldn't be the one investigating. They don't have one detective that handles everything. They got special they got departments. Everybody is specialized in something different. So that's just that. So we could speculate, but what they keep talking about, yeah, the investigators, they in on it. Like, what investigators? How you know something what investigators? Can y'all share with me something I don't know that I can go and verify? Feisty got some mental health issues. And that's what it boils down to. And speaking of Feisty, I'm going to let y'all know this. I'm not on the spicy site, but I was in the back to the content site. Marcus called her, baby. Feisty never talks about it. She just said, I don't want to talk about my kids is off limits. She never talk about it, right? Marcus called the ex-husband or the husband, whatever he's supposed to be to her. And he was firm about Feisty coming to see his kids. He wasn't going to let her, just his kids. It wasn't going to just be no revolving door and all that. So Feisty was telling the truth about that. He got some rules set for his kids. With the daughter's father, as quiet as it's kept, Feisty can't just go see that little girl. I saw where he posted the court order. The reality of it is, Feisty can only see her daughter if she has a monitored visit. And in the court order, they specified who the monitored the monitor is. And the monitor is her grandmother who lives in another state. Her grandmother lives in Alabama. So Feisty can't even see her daughter unless her grandmother is willing to travel. I don't even know why she would even accept a order like that. It should have just been a monitor, but they specified her grandmother in a whole nother state. So in order for her to see her daughter, the reason why she probably didn't want to tell nobody, but I saw the court order. The reason why she doesn't want to see her, she can't go see her daughter like that. Well, she probably don't want to see them anyway. But the reason why she can't see her daughter, because her grandmother would have to travel from Alabama to Texas and meet up with her to see the little girl. You don't think she had a choice? I mean, if they said that she could have a monitor, I would have just said a court ordered monitor. She could have had anybody in Texas be a monitor, unless she just didn't know, or she was out of her mind, didn't know what she was doing, or she should go back in and change that. Even if they say she needs a monitor, that's fine. But you can have anybody as a monitor, or a court appointed monitor, or a professional monitor, or whatever. But to have your grandmother who's in another state, that's inconvenient for your grandmother, for you. Like, even if you go travel, you got to make sure your grandmama available. And then your grandmama got to be the one travel. Yeah, she probably wasn't educated, but she ain't no dummy. But she probably wasn't even educated on that, or she probably wasn't, probably maybe during the time when all that was going on, she was probably not really there. Because I don't even know the whole story about that, but somebody said, or she said, or the daddy said, you DUI. She probably had a lot going on. So she probably didn't even really, right, understand, or didn't care, or it sounded okay. She probably didn't even think, like, wait a minute. My grandmother won't be coming unless maybe at the time, since she was in Alabama too, maybe she was thinking when she travels to Texas, she would travel with her grandmother. Maybe that's how it was, but she in another state, her grandmama in another state, and Feisty doesn't. Let me read these comments. Feisty said her daughter is in. Feisty said her daughter. Wait a minute, man. These comments is jumping around. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm missing a lot of comments. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Feisty's in San Antonio. Yeah, San Antonio, is far from Houston. How's she going to see her kids? She don't care. She can't see her kids, even if she was in Houston, unless her grandmama come. I maybe see. I don't even want to post it, but I got it from off of his Facebook page. I don't want to tell you the guy's name because I don't want to be the reason why people going over there bothering them. But he posted on his Facebook page a part of the court order, and I read it and I got a screenshot of it. Yeah, I read it and I was like, oh, that's all she had to do is explain it. It's like she don't even like to talk about it. Maybe it's something that's kind of traumatic for her. She said she was very close to her daughter at one time. So maybe it is kind of traumatic that, they just snatched her away like that, or whatever she's saying. You can't always believe what Feisty say either. Now, I'm going to look at them court orders. So I ain't going by what the baby daddy said, and I ain't going by what Feisty said. I'm going by what he posted, which was a court order. And that's when I said, oh, okay. Feisty, she can't see her. If you like, Feisty act like she was going out there, she wasn't doing nothing but lying. Okay, even if you do want to go out there and be close to her, you gonna have to get your grandmama. So what, going out that way to be close to her ain't nothing if you don't have your monitor with you. Unless you gonna go back in the courts and try to modify it and see if the grandmama can be removed off and it just be any monitor. Feisty wasn't going out there for her daughter, I don't believe, anyway. And like you said, San Antonio, that, like you say, it's about 3-4 hours. Yeah, because when I drive from out of Houston on that 10 coming back to California, you'll go through San Antonio. But Feisty getting online and acting a fool doesn't help her case. Just makes her look worse. Feisty got some things going on. Dirty Foot also says she was having a content house, but don't even have a house to lay her head. She said that she is the one who gave Marcus the idea to have a content house. That's what she claimed. That's what she claimed. But did you all hear Feisty's story? I don't know. I ain't gonna even talk about Feisty's story because she ain't credible. You know what I'm saying? I do believe it, and I believe that that could be the reason why she like she is. But at the same time, Feisty ain't credible. See, when you're dealing with a lot of people who be lying and shit, you don't know really what to believe. You just gotta wait for the facts to come out. And yeah, she lies so much, but then the thing is that then when she telling the truth, like you be on the fence, like, okay, should I believe this? It sound like it might be right, you know? Like she's saying that Ola is underage. See, if that's the case, then Marcus got a whole nother problem. Ain't nobody even talking about it. But then at the same time, it's like, but Ola, you would think he would want to be underage with all this going on, so maybe she lying. Because if you, like they saying that he could mess around with the girl because she's 17 legally, but to be filmed with the girl in a video, that's the part that's illegal, because even though she is legal, you can screw around with her legally, but not under no, not being recorded. So you would think he would want to be underage. So with him still trying to claim he grown, I don't believe Feisty. Because you would think that he would try to claim, yeah, I'm 17. Yeah, I don't know what to believe with Feisty. But I do believe it's something. Even if it's a situation where she just had an issue where she didn't have a full-time mother. I could see how Marcus slept with her. I don't know why y'all, that's what I be saying. This shit really don't be old, new news. If y'all was paying attention to Rapper One long ago when Feisty and them came down there, he got on, I think, Troy's panel and mentioned how they told him how he messed around with Truth or one of them or both. It was something. I can't even remember. And I kept that in the back of my head. Like, right? I ain't say nothing. Nobody, I was waiting for people to be talking about it. But I kept it. And then when it came up again, I'm like, y'all wasn't paying attention when Rapper One said it long ago? But you got to remember, Feisty wasn't looking like y'all thinking. She wasn't walking around barefoot with no t-shirt. When he interviewed her, she was looking decent. You know, like she had the unibrow and stuff like that. But I could, Feisty ain't ugly. In the beginning, excuse me. In the beginning, I could kind of see it because she wasn't as wild and all that as she's doing now. Or put it like this, we didn't see that side because Marcus said it was things going on behind you. We got to remember that what we see, we only see about 10, 15 minutes and it'll be edited. So we really don't really know those people like we think. She looked the same, but she didn't have that wild hair going on. She wasn't walking around. She was like, look at her, the first videos. She was a little bit more put together and she was sleeping in a tent back then. But I mean, put it like this. Why would we even say we can't see him sleeping when he sleep with... Never mind. I can. Feisty ain't ugly. But I mean, Monique, she wasn't at her best when... And Monique ain't no ugly girl. But she wasn't at her best when he slept with her. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't at her best. I knew no Monique was never ugly, but you could really see the beauty in her when she had her hair done and stuff. And but she ain't never been no ugly girl. But she wasn't at her best. She was out there. So he made her take a shower and all that kind of stuff. So I could see it. I I guess beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Beauty is definitely in the eyes of the beholder. So Feisty ain't ugly to me. She ain't no beauty queen, but she's an average looking girl. And some might think she's pretty, but she ain't ugly. And she making herself not even be as pretty as she could. You got to also remember when you're not looking your best, and when you look, you know what I'm saying, when you fix yourself up, but Feisty ain't ugly. Even with her looking all wild, she ain't ugly. But I mean, Wait, hold up. Okay, y'all. Yeah, Sonny, yeah, that's another situation. I mean, this has been going on forever. I can't keep talking about it. Ain't nothing I can do. Do you realize how much I talked about? That's how you think Marcus, well, Marcus claimed that's how he recognized me. Talking about him. And it wasn't good either. I'll never forget when Kiki would go live, I would be all up in Kiki's live. Talking about Marcus. Shit gets old. Because it ain't nothing we can do. Only thing we can do is just help the people. That's it. That's all it's like shit. You know, ain't nothing we can do. This man gonna keep doing what he do. But the reality of it is that now he done fucked up. But during that time, it was nothing really illegal. I mean, he messing, and he doing what he do. Niggas use their cars, swinging chains, money to lure to get women, and he doing just that. You ain't never heard a man say feisty and ugly. Well, how many men they don't really be saying nothing about her. They be talking about it, but I ain't feisty ain't ugly. She really ain't. She really ain't ugly, not to me. She ain't no bad looking girl. She just loud and crazy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? She lie a lot. That's her biggest problem. But anyway, you all, I gotta go because I got things to do today. And this shit is the reason why I really want. That's another thing. I'm gonna tell y'all. I really was like, before this market shit, I was like, I'm gonna be up off of this internet because it messes with my business. It messes with, I've lost money. I don't even want to talk to you because I get so involved and time be going by with bullshit. Okay? Bullshit. And the reality of it is that after this situation, I'm like, oh no, because they gonna think they ran me off. I got to sit on this damn app now. I got really things to do for real. And I was just telling Vibes that just the other day. And she was laughing because she already knew that I had told her last year, Vibes, I can't really be coming to your channel like that, and supporting you as much because I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta get tight. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta start regrouping. And anyway, here I am. I definitely ain't no punk. And that's what I don't want nobody to ever think I am. I can't stand it's something about me where I got the it's like, no, you ain't about to punk me. You ain't about to punk me. And I'll do something the total, like I might be planning on doing that one thing, but when I see somebody trying to punk me to do it, it's like, oh fuck it. No. No, I ain't about to do it now. I ain't even about to do it. I'm gonna do the total opposite because this is what they want me to do. And because if I do it, then they gonna think they punked me out. I know it's weird, but that's just how I am. But y'all, I'm gonna have to get on off of here. And did I address manifest reality about her? I think I did. I don't know where this woman came up with that story. What I ain't said nothing about her and her mama. I ain't had her in my mouth. But see, that's for listening at following behind that Sheena Speaks, who's a whole liar. And I believe that's where it came from. Because after she did that live and was lying on me and everything, all of a sudden this woman came cussing me out, talking about me. What you talking about? I talked about Sheena's mama because she talked about my dead daddy. I talked about her dead mama. I don't know why people think, and that's another thing. I'm gonna get off here, but people think that they can do shit to you, and then when you do it back, it's a problem. I don't know where y'all come from, but where I come from, we retaliate. I don't know where y'all come from, but where I am, I give a motherfucker a taste of their own medicine. You ain't about to come on here and be doing, and now like doing the most like with Sheena. I ain't about to come on doing no 2-3 hour lives for 5 months straight lying on somebody. Cause lying ain't in me. I don't even feel comfortable doing that. But I'm just saying, like, bitch, you gonna keep thinking you gonna do me in, and then I might take a few months before I retaliate and attack back. But don't come for me trying to make me seem like I should be a better person or a bigger person. So you mean tell me this person can just do what they want to do to me? Man, please. Okay, y'all, I got to get up off of here. And you all have a good day. That's all she do is make up my lies. And my thing is that everybody should know better. Like when I was over there rocking with Sheena, don't think I didn't know she would be lying. And I don't think anybody noticed too. When she would be lying, I wouldn't even be engaged, and I would kind of like step back when I knew like she, you know what I'm saying, lying. But then what pissed me off was when she started using me for her lies. I'm like, hold up. You know what I'm saying? Don't be using me for your lies. But y'all, let me get up off of here. I gotta go. I love you all. I'm about to sit back and see how this is about to play out. And that's just it. I am. I want to see how this shit's going to play out. I want to see if there's an investigator detective, because there's too many people talking about one, but I ain't heard about one. The only detective I know of is the one for that little girl. I think everybody is just jumping the gun, and they just, you know. But anyway, y'all, let me get off here. I just talking and I'm talking. I'll talk to y'all later. I'm about to go, y'all. Maybe somebody else can go live. Bye.